Alright, now lose it. Go crazy.
If you like this video, please hit the like button.
Hello. Welcome out to this week's episode of the Gamers Council. I'm your host, Webdave, along with my co-host, Games Speak, Hargeet Chani. Hargeet, how you doing, buddy?
Hey, hold on. I have the other one. There we go.
I
have the other. No, I had the other tab, the one with the actual YouTube feed unmuted, and I'm like, why am I hearing us? Like, oh, okay.
There you go.
But anyway, so yeah. Well, we had fun last weekend. We had all the showcases and everything. We were all out there in LA, except Red. And we had our FanFest community thing, and look who's here. And you were there, Webdave. Yeah, it was a fun time, and we'll definitely get to go over stuff. We did have a little, a version of our thoughts, as it were, right afterwards. You did host a podcast last weekend, and I did show up a little later, but I think I was definitely like wiped.
Wow. Yeah, both of us were fucking wiped out. I'm like, I think I fell asleep on the podcast. Holy shit.
So, but now we can really get into it. Kind of recovered, so yeah, we can kind of get into our thoughts of SGF and our thoughts on the Xbox showcase. There's a lot of Playday stuff for any of the folks that were out there that actually were in that. You could actually go and meet the developers and interview them and play some of the games that are upcoming. So I was definitely involved in that. There was a lot of that, a lot of great games from various developers. A lot of stuff that was in Summer Game Fest was there. So got to see a lot of that as well. So we'll get into it.
Yeah, it was absolutely awesome, and we definitely have a great panel with us tonight, because I know Red Wolf. I know you weren't there personally, but I know you absorbed it, took it all in. You guys have talked about it, and your show the other day was really good. And I just want to Red Wolf Renegade. I'm my speech impediment today. I don't know what's wrong with me. Hello.
I love it.
So yeah, but anyway, welcome, Red Wolf. How's it going, buddy?
I'm great. I'm fantastic. Yeah, and watching the all the reactions and all the clips and everything from the community event was amazing. I was like, shit, this I would this is much as an introverted extrovert or extroverted introvert. This is much more my jam. I'm like, dude, this is the event that I want to go. Just all my boys and girls all together, just watching. Like, we've all done it. We get into an Xbox party and just watch. Is everyone synced up? Okay, I'm on 15 seconds. I'm at 17 seconds per. That's what it felt like. All the clips. I'm so jealous. So I am going to be there next time. I'm making a vow right now. I want to be there. So yeah,
good.
Thank you for having me on. Appreciate you, man.
You're welcome. See what BT Maverick put in there. It's got to get Red Wolf out there next year. Yeah. See, your fans want you, man.
BT Maverick was there, wasn't he?
He was. Yeah, he was. We got to hang out with him. It was awesome. It was awesome.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Man, those dinner tables are going to get larger and larger and larger. Like we were at like 20 people. We're going to be at 25, 30 people next time.
Yeah.
Man.
That was awesome.
So
and that first breakfast, there was kind of a mix up on how the thing was going to break down with the payments and stuff. So I was like, you know what? Fuck it. I just got it. So I bought everybody's breakfast that was there. Sorry, Kay, I didn't get to buy yours because you weren't there yet. You were there the day after. But yeah, it was cool. It was fun. And to me, it's all about giving back. Kay Asante, are you there?
Yeah.
I'm here indeed. Indeed I am. Can you hear me? Check 1, 2.
We can now. Yes. Happy Father's Day, by the way.
Thank you. Happy Father's Day to you and to all the folks in the chat who who deserve their celebration today. Happy Father's Day, all.
Exactly. And luckily, Hargeet pointed out to me before I started the show that for some reason I had, typographical error, dyslexia, whatever you want to call it. I spelled your name wrong. I fixed it. It's all good.
Oh,
The
okay.
thumbnail's fine, but it was the description. It was spelled funny. So it wasn't KS Santa. I've done that before too. This was has not. I had to end with, I don't know what the hell I did, but anyway, it's fixed and everything's good. And we're so glad you're here. So thank you so much for joining us tonight, because you were there in the thick of things. I do have the thumbnail, which a lot of people have seen. Which was an actual snapshot there. One of the early evenings we actually we were hanging out, and then walks in was Sarah Bond with her little entourage, and Phil Spencer a few minutes later with his entourage, and Sarah came over and started talking to us, and she literally was like 10-15 minutes conversation, straight up honest one-on-one, just with a little group of us, I should say. And it was super nice of her to do that. And she was like, afterwards, like, you can pose a picture. She's like, sure. And we got some pictures with her, which is what we have on the thumbnail. But then our friend and nemesis, no, not friends we call. I'm just kidding. Farq decided that he wanted to, because that picture didn't have all the panel members on it, so he substituted out Fonz and put Hargeet.
Yep.
That's
me,
fun. Okay.
Was there
all the most hair that I've had in years, and good teeth. So thank you, Farq. And look at Hargeet with his trimmed beard. Look at that jawline.
I know. That's why I almost didn't recognize him. But you could tell in the eyes though. It's the eyes.
Hargeet knows. He's like, if I shave my beard, he's got the Giga Chad chin. That's just that you can just literally cut marble with, and so he hides it. He's like, I'm going to put all the other panel members for all the other podcasts that I'm on to shame. I got to hide this thing. So there you go. Spoiler alert. Giga Chad chin.
Oh, look. Oh, look, Hargeet.
Y'all are keep making me look at myself. Like, come on now, change your stuff.
Oh,
Yeah.
you looking handsome.
But of course, we got Bram Stroker, aka Farq, member for 6 months renewal. Thank you.
Thank you for that. You know what? Let's speak of that. Let's see here. Let me see if I can do this real quick. Hit a wrong button. I'm good at that these days. Let's see. No, it's no. In the world, where's it going? Oh, there it is. Dun, dun, dun. Nope, that's not it. Well, let me go on this other link here. Maybe I could do it there. I'm trying to. All right, let me mute that because I was playing in the background. Oh, here we go. Gift memberships. Dun, dun, dun. Boom. There we go.
All right, so Webdave. Well, before we do that, we should probably get our super chat. Day Reezy, $2. Yep. Happy Father's Day to all the dads. P.S. sucks. There
you go.
All right. Webdave gifted 5 memberships. They went to Cage Il Vampiro Baracho, and then Raichi, and then Richard Omega, Rasian Shadow, and Michael. Congratulations.
Yeah. So something new that I was able to adjust, which I don't know how long you've been able to do this, but so before gifted memberships, like somebody gifts a membership, if you gift a membership on the channel, it's like it's an automatic like $5. You can never change that. It was just a $5 was the gifted membership, right? Well, not anymore. So let me do this and do this and boom shakalaka. Now these are paid memberships here, paid gifted memberships. But now I drop the price down that a gifted membership is only the dollar level. So before you gifted a large chunk of money, which I do appreciate that. But to me, it's got more people in the community than it is just about getting the dollars, as it were. But the dollars do help us get things and go places like, Summer Game Fest, which was awesome. But yeah, so there we go. So there's Hargeet, 5 more gifted members.
5 more from from Webdave. Barry Donnellan, Sherwin Williams, Xbox Game Pass, Focus Active, and Blue.
There you go. And so now, if you decide that you do want to gift memberships to some, holy
We
shit!
got some more.
Hey, here we go.
What's up?
Awesome.
With,
That's awesome.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Jesus.
we got-
Well,
All
so
right,
yeah.
we got Far Q, aka Bram Stoker, gifted 5 Dave memberships. Let me start scrolling back here.
Thank you, guys.
So Far Q, it's Magnum, Brendan, Shine Films. There's so many that they kind of all keep over.
Oh, it's just good luck
And
reading
then
that.
Lawless Paradox and the blue one. Those are the ones from Far Q. And then we need to switch over to holy crap, 20 from Thatch. Okay, how are we gonna find the ones from Thatch? Because they're mixed up with Spidey King here.
Just read them all and just do. Doesn't matter who gave them. Just
Just keep
thank
reading.
him for give congratulations.
Yeah, so
from this person.
Thatch gave us, and then Spidey King gave it. Okay, so then I'll just go from there.
Yeah.
Roscoe P. Cold Train.
Jesus.
Jesus. Full Treff, Talking with Bob, AJH, Flyboy, Charles M, Awesome Gomez, BT Maverick also gifted 20. Jesus.
You know what? You can just say
23, Iron
everyone
Mike
was gifted a
404.
channel.
I know everybody, right? Iron
you
Mike
get a
404 Gaming.
You get a membership.
And you get a membership. And you get a membership. Brian Majetic, Fade Blaze, BC McNasty, SJ Inzo 86, Juan Antonio Escudero de Leon,
Nice.
Dion
That was
Dion
slick.
Hayes, Scarcely Relevant, Sky Plum. Then we got Toolman 55, Big Poppy Senpai, Tokyo Maestro, MJ Dark. Oh my goodness, it just totally skipped on me here. MJ Dark was the last one I had. I'm gonna scroll back up and find where the heck it went. Geez Louise, and you added more. Jesus. All right, and Marlon Ludd. And then I've got Joe Dunmore, NGC Nelson's Gaming Culture, Nerds and Other Legends. He was out there too, by the way.
Yes.
Jay Hamid, Scalisox 26, Mo B, Shaun T, and then we got Bram Stroker with 5, Nate Johnson, DB Lock, then We Need Kills, and Triz Baby, or I don't know how you say it, whatever, JGRO, and scrolling down, Dr. Dinglenut, Amazing, Warjack's Thumb Blisters, Ghost Dragon 270. Oh my goodness, there's so many. Random Citizen, nice. Skate Light. That's I don't know how you say Skatelite. I don't know why you say that one.
Good enough.
Dr. Funkenstein, Kingfish 737, Nocturnal Mission. Chaos 4374. Okay, Edward Wilson, Not in the Kitchen, Game Kaiser 85, Big is that Biggity? Yeah, Biggity DB. And then Joseph Lemons, and let's see, Brad Graves, Mitchy Poo, Jagger Blaze, Alex. We're gonna do this for 2 hours.
No, we're almost done.
Aaron McBride, Nindo 94, Team Leader 3135, Jonas the Dad, Unstoppable Los. Then we have Michael Yankee, Cyber Gunter, Lone Wood 82, Father Gucci, OG Gamer. Oh my goodness, it totally scrolled on me. Where was I? I think it was here. OG Gamer, Patman Jones, Stormblessed, John RPG, Dirk McCuskey, and scrolling down. We got another Dave Reezy 10. Oh my goodness, Nam Omar, sorry, Leonard Herrera, Infamous Atlian, No Sir, Shizno Elite, Jay Rembert, Coco Fiend 93, Stig Red Terror Beck, Monsieur Tech, Sensei Shonuff, and is that it? That might be it. I'm gonna scroll back a bit and see if I got everything.
Wow.
Yeah, I think that's it. Holy crap, that was a lot.
We
of
did it.
It was. It
Well,
was.
that's the show, everyone. Thanks so much for tuning in. We'll see
I
you.
know. Yeah. Bye.
You know what?
Now, did
That
we
does-
get everybody in here? So we got FarQ, we got Thatch, we got Spidey King, we got BT Maverick, Bram Stoker.
Yeah.
All right.
And Day Rizzy
All
did it
those.
twice. So
Thank
yeah.
you.
So and
So-
yeah, and the thing that's cool at FarQ
Oh, we got this one. Day Reezy as well. Gifted 10.
and FarQ
And
just gifted
then-
another 5.
Oh my goodness. Jeez
Thank-
Louise.
Thank you, FarQ.
RQ gifted another 5. Eastside Vandal, Ozzy, Game Seeker, One-Eyed Will,
Game
and
Seeker.
CJ Robinson.
Goodness. Okay, so all
right.
right,
And
stop
in
the show
between-
just for a second. Oh yeah, hold on one second before I do
Yeah.
that. I just want to say one of the reasons why it's cool to do this is that now that we have all these new members, thank you all so much for doing that. But that also increases the amount of emojis we can add. So I'm going to be adding like 6 new emojis now to the show, so we'll be able to have more that you guys can have fun and play with. So, and of course, this one is go ahead and you can read that one, FarQ.
FarQ?
I'm sorry, P-Lumps.
P-Lump. Okay, $2.
Sorry.
Stop everything. Play my damn theme song.
Watch him go. Watch him rolling. Watch him go. He be rolling down the street. He be rolling to the beat.
There we go. That's P-Lump's theme song.
All
Thank you,
right.
P-Lump. We appreciate you being on there as well.
Demo Flow Gaming, $2. Shout out to Demo Flow. Happy Father's Day to all. Love. Yep.
Exactly. Much love and much respect to P-Lump. All kidding aside, he is definitely he's working hard to become a really good member of the community. So we do appreciate him being here, and we do, you know, and he hadn't had Shaun 786 on the show, but Paris Lilly has shown up to his show. There you go. Dirk Griggity's been on there several times, but you know, just saying, I might have to step my game up. We'll see. But one of the cool things about going to this event was that we were actually able to meet so many great members of the community, and there were a lot, and that was also really cool too. Paris definitely says it was great to meet you in person, Webdave. Same here. I got to talk to Paris several times. Incredibly nice person, even nicer in person. And he is tall, along with Addict and King David, giants among men, but not only in stature but in heart and in how they get along with the community. It was absolutely phenomenal. So we may be gushing a little bit about the responses and the people that were there that we met and stuff. It was really cool.
Oh boy, DUK now, the Broke Boy Insider, $2. We need Weird Al's White and Nerdy for Webdave theme.
Maybe we'll see. That would probably fit a little better. Goodness. So where do we want to go from here? We got topics. We got photos we can share. We got all kinds of stuff we can talk about. Do we do Kay? I didn't even introduce Kay Asante that you're here. Your camera's off, so I'm not even sure if I introduced you as here. Welcome, Kay Asante. How are you doing, my friend?
I'm good. I apologize that my camera's off today because unfortunately, lots of people do different things for Father's Day.
Yes.
I spent Father's Day cleaning my damn house because nobody else is in this house, so now
Nice.
I'm real tired. So that's why my camera's off. Right now.
That's
I thought you were
absolutely
gonna
one.
say I get naked on Father's Day, which is also understandable. You can do that. too.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I'm fully clothed right now. Please. Let it be known.
Gotcha.
That's why I'm not going to stand up. So anyway, we're just kidding. Gotcha. Alrighty then. And on that note, but okay, thank you so
That
much
one
for
was
joining
below
us.
the belt. Oh, I'm
Well,
sorry.
it really is below the belt.
Yeah.
All right,
Yeah.
so that's why I get excited. Alrighty then.
Yep. Mhm.
Stop it. Just stop. Okay. So we had what a
All right,
great
there,
time.
Brand Stroker.
Yeah, Bram Stroker. Yeah, thanks a lot. Yeah, freaking second. But hey, have you seen our new T-shirts? Hey!
Oh, nice, man. Love that.
Look. See, it's got Asante on there. It's
Solid.
got me on there. It's got Hargeet on there.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, Jedi's in the house. There you go. So yeah, wow, it was a great time. The showcase was great, but we're gonna really dig into the deepness, I guess, of it. Where lots of opinions. I mean, the handheld announcement, kind of came out of last field. The actual showcase that Hargeet and Ben and so many others put on was fantastic. It was really cool getting to hang out and meet so many great members of the community. John, Xbox Era came all the way, overseas. I didn't get to sit and play his game with him. I wanted to so bad, but other things were coming up at the time. But I didn't get to watch a bunch of guys play it. They had a blast, and apparently he smoked everybody. I don't know. I hear he's pretty good at his own game, so that was pretty cool. It's Console Wars is the name of their card game, and it's really, really good. And my copy is ordered, and so I'm waiting for that to come in. But it just big shout out to everybody that showed up. And if you didn't get to show up this year, don't fret. Next year's is probably going to be insane with the 25th anniversary, and Phil blatantly hinting that Fable, Gears, Forza, Halo are all going to be part of next year's lineup of new releases, which will be included in Game Pass. Yeah. So awesome that we got these cool lanyards. And then I got mine signed by who was actually there, which was Jason Ronald, which was awesome. Nice. And Aaron Greenberg. I was like, what am I having signed? Because I was going to bring my Xbox, and I thought, nah, this is a little too heavy. But they were nice enough to sign that as well. So it was cool. It was a great time. So much fun. We got almost 200 people here joining us on YouTube, on X, and one lone watcher on Twitch. Thank you for sticking in there. we appreciate that. So everybody I got a list of topics. Hargeet, where would you like to start? Because we got a lot we can talk about. We might not even get to all of these because there's so many. But where would you like to? Oh shoot, we got another super chat. Let's get that one real quick before we get full started.
Yeah. DUK now, the Broke Belly Insider, $2. We needed a meetup for our East Coast players. Yeah, unfortunately, like the rest of the events are in LA. So though it might be cool to have it like bi-coastal, it's really just not going to work. A lot of us I definitely need to be out in LA because that's the only way you're going to get to the play day stuff. There's a lot of other engagements that are there. You're also not going to have all the execs kind of split. It's just they're going to be in LA because that's where all the stuff is happening, right? So you kind of just need to come out to LA. Unfortunately, it's just the way it is. It's much worse for folks that are like international, right? At least you're just talking about being still in the US and just going, East Coast. Imagine coming in from Australia or Europe or something like that, right? It's a much longer journey for them. But it is what it is, right? It's definitely worth it coming out to LA. So try to make the trip.
Exactly. We'll read that one real quick too.
From our pal Korkenstein at Paris. It was great to hang out with you at the showcase and other events. Yeah.
It really was.
To hang out with all those folks. Yep.
Yeah, and it's big, huge, mega shout out to Korkenstein because he lives in LA, and he was so incredibly gracious about giving us a lot of rides. I mean, to be honest,
and he helped out with the showcase stuff. Like he was there
immensely
during the night, right, doing what he could, back in the morning, doing what he could. So yeah, shout out to him. There was quite a few people from the community that helped out.
Yes,
he was definitely one of the bigger ones.
Yes,
that's crazy. I don't know what I would do if I don't have someone driving me in the city. I'm not from the city.
Yeah,
I remember I went to Maryland. I went to Silver Springs, Maryland, one time for a concert. Well, many times. As soon as the light went green, I'm being honked at. I'm like, this is how it is? This is how it is? It just turned green. It was a culture shock. I'm like, are you serious? I'm like easing out. Anyway, I could have gotten murdered or something just because of I didn't go fast enough. It's awesome, man.
As far as top, okay, FRQ, I would definitely make the trip over lost count. How many long haul flights? Okay, yeah, over.
Well, we'd love to see you,
Lost
buddy,
count.
for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. Come on over, man. Come
Yeah.
on over. As far as topics, let's just get Nintendo Switch 2 fastest selling. That's a very small one. Let's just get that out of the. Hopefully, we're not going to sit there and belabor that too much, but
No, but we could
that one
definitely
out of the
talk
way.
about it. So
Yeah.
basically, the Switch 2 is the fastest selling console in history. Now let that sink in. We're talking like what, a week, 2 weeks, and it has sold over 3.5 million copies or units sold. And that's sold. That's not shipped. That's sold units out the door. Unlike the fuzzy math that PlayStation likes to pull, these are actually units that were purchased and enhanced and started. Just saying. And for some reason, you did get a system, and it was and your battery seems to swell. Make sure you call and return that right away. Get that exchanged, and they are doing those pretty fast. Not a lot of them that did, but apparently some of them they've been ready for a while, 6 months or longer, and sitting in warehouses. And sometimes when the lithium batteries set for a while without being used, sometimes they start to swell. And then when they get hit with the charge, it tends to affect them. There's only been a few cases of that, so I don't want it to be like it's not a big known issue. It's not like the red ring, nothing like that. But it can be an issue. Some stick drift has been reported, but even then, some of those that were, it's nothing like it was last gen already. Now maybe it'll show up being worse later. I don't know, but as of right now, it's strictly every unit, no matter what system comes out, is going to have some issues. PlayStation, Nintendo, Microsoft, all these big consoles, even TVs, if even Bose, has had a line of, stuff that sometimes, the stuff just whatever run or whatever happens, and just one or two of them just don't make the grade, and it happens. That's why you have exchanges and warranties. So it helps you, get past, especially when you're doing mass production. So it can hit anybody, and so we're not gonna dwell on anything like that. But the amount that's sold, let's start with Kay, because Kay, you picked up one of these. Am I correct or am I wrong? Did you pick up a Switch 2? Abacus 2?
No, I think there needs to be a new moniker for it, because the piece of hardware is far greater and far more substantial than the last piece of hardware, which I believe was an Abacus. Maybe we'll call it an 8-track player or something. I don't know. We'll workshop the name. We'll see. No, I really do like it. To your point, I think it's great hardware. It's very, very great in the hand. It has some issues. There are certain things that I pointed out that I don't like. Similarly to you, some of the things you pointed out. In addition to that, the thumbsticks. I'm not thumbsticks. I'm sorry. The triggers. I'm not a big fan of their digital triggers, so literally button presses instead of analog triggers. Similarly on the Pro controller, they're that way, which is a little weird, in the day and age where we have analog triggers. These are very, very digital, which was very unusual for me, but it's fine. Otherwise, yeah, the piece of hardware itself, I can definitely understand why people went, hey, I should get this thing before it gets expensive. Because when you feel it in the hand and you hold it in your hand, you understand why it costs $450, and I think it's fully justified. I've only really been playing Mario Kart World because that's the only game I really want to play on there right now. And yeah, I just finished all the races and got all of my gold trophies, so I'm feeling good about myself. But yeah, no, as you said, there's not much point to be belabored here. I am totally not surprised that this thing is that price is selling out everywhere. They played it very well as far as their launch. Now, I have a bit of I wouldn't say issue, because issue would denote that I have a problem, but I guess I'm a little disappointed at the lack of their first party offerings. I wish there was more to play right now. But I'm sure that will change. I mean, we do have Donkey Kong coming in less than a month at this point, so I'm happy there. But yeah, all in all, I think it's a pretty decent device, and the launch could have been worse.
Yes, for sure. So yeah, I got one as well. I didn't play it a whole lot because we got it right before or the night before jumping on a plane. I intended to play it a lot more, but got so wrapped up in the weekend that I didn't really play it much at all. Played it some when I've gotten home, so hooked up to the TV now. But then again, there were so many cool things that happened on Game Pass and other games that have come out, alters and all kinds of things. It's like, wow, I gotta play this. I gotta play this. Oh, I also had to buy, Final Fantasy 16 and played it. So yeah, I hadn't started that yet, but I got it. So yeah, so it's like these are good problems to have, I guess. So Red, are you a Dulver? I guess. Have you dabbled in the Switch at all? Is it interest you at all?
Nope.
No, I didn't think so.
But we do have a Switch. My wife has a Switch, and
Nice.
that's as far as it goes. Like, I am famously not a big handheld guy, and I think because I don't really have, there's not like a whole lot of applications. Like, we travel for work a lot, but even when we're traveling, it's I just don't have a lot of reasons to have a handheld, and a lot of it comes down to just like the investment. I don't want to spend a whole lot of money on something that I'm going to spend very little time with. I think Switch in general is great. I think handhelds in general are great. One of the things for me is it comes down to comfortability, and I have tried to play the Switch many times, and my hands don't work with the Switch. It's very unwieldy. I think I need one of those. What's the peripheral that you can get to attach to the Switch that everyone loves? There's one that everyone loves for people with larger hands, and maybe that would make it feel a little bit better. But
you are not
again.
wrong, Red Wolf, real quick, I will interject and say that was another line of criticism I had for it. Their first Switch 1 was basically a flat piece of, like a flat wood piece of wood,
Yeah.
basically, right? Switch 2 is just a bigger flat piece of wood. And,
great.
And yeah, it really is. It's a bigger, slipperier, flatter piece of wood. It really is. It really, really is. And it's great, and it feels awesome in the hand. But the first thing you need to do is buy a case that gives you ergonomics, because you definitely don't get it from that thing by itself. And also, by the way, a quick aside, that also leads to wobbliness when you're inside the dock, which I got a case that fixed that. But yeah, your criticism is valid, sir.
Well, I appreciate that. Thank you. And also, like, I am again, I think really for me, when it comes to just handhelds in general, like, there's not really a whole lot that it, like you said, Asante, it would have to be first party stuff that would interest me, like a Zelda or a whatever, to get me to buy something. Because yeah, I can play The Witcher 3 on the Switch, but I would just rather play that on my Xbox or PC or whatever. So I do agree with you on the lack of exclusivities or whatever, but I'm sure we'll get Zelda 27 or whatever soon. But anyway, I really honestly don't have a whole lot to say about it. I think I'm glad that people are picking it up. I think, tell me, this is my opinion on this. Do you guys think that the Switch 2 selling so incredibly well? And I don't mean this to offend anyone, because you guys have Switch 2s. You guys, obviously enjoy Switch. Is this more? What's the demographic for Switch? Is it younger audience? Is this kids going to parents?
The demographic is like 30 to 50-year-olds. That's the
really
majority player.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you think this is more based on nostalgia? So people just love Nintendo, or what? What is it?
I'm sure there's a good contingent of like 20-year-olds, and there's also a contingent of under 20. So there's also the question of how do they really know? Because it could be like, a 35-year-old buys it for their kid.
Exactly.
Right? So, but I don't know if they've actually counted that or accounted for that. But when they put up their demographics, they say that the majority of their players are like 40s.
That's so interesting.
The early on right now, the first 2-3 million right now are the nostalgia play, right? I don't think the kids have gotten to it yet. The kids by and large are cool with the Switch Lights and the Switch 1s. They are not dropping their Switch 1s for 2s. You as in me is telling my kids, hey, look, there's a Switch 2 out, because I already bought one and wanted to entice them. The first big 3 million, the big bump, won't come from them, it'll come from us.
Gotcha.
So yeah. So Hargeet, your thoughts?
I
know
mean,
you got
does
one.
this shock anyone? Really? Like, come on, it's Nintendo. It was gonna sell. I kept telling people, like, yeah, it's $450. It's the most expensive thing ever. Nobody's gonna buy it. Yeah, get out of here. It was gonna sell out in seconds. That was always what was gonna happen. It's a Nintendo console. Like, oh, the Wii U didn't sell. The Wii U was marketed as something stupid. They didn't realize it was actually a console. That's just the way it is, right? The last time they got spanked was really when the N64 was destroyed by PlayStation. Right, and after that, they've just changed their mind share. Right, the GameCube was their last hurrah at trying to be, a performance console. Like, all right, we're done with this, and now they just do their own thing, and they keep selling crazy numbers. I don't expect this to be any different. This is gonna sell. It's gonna sell well. They're gonna get you when they get out their next, Pokemon game, when they get out their next Animal Crossing game, when the next big mainline Mario and Zelda come out. People are gonna line up in droves to buy the thing. It just is what it is, right? I expect this to sell well over 50 million, 70 million, 80 million. It could reach 100+ million. I don't know, but it's gonna sell a lot. It is what it is. So it's gonna be successful for them. 3.5 now. That's what, less than a week. Is this going to continue for the next couple of months? Easily. Donkey Kong isn't even out yet. They have one game, Mario Kart. That's the only game, right? So now they're going to have many more games coming out over the year. When those come out, there'll be other bumps, right? It's just the way it is. I fully expect them to just keep selling in insane amounts. It is what it is, right? And people think that like the $450 is too much thing. Yeah, okay, sure, right, yeah, sure, yeah, yeah, uh-huh.
Yeah. Go ahead.
I will say though, that 450, while I agree that it won't stop us, it may stop it from reaching Switch 1 numbers eventually. Because Switch 1, even me, right? Even me, who wasn't necessarily the hugest Nintendo fan, I had like 3 Switches in the house, right? Myself,
I just traded mine in. I got $300 for it.
Right, exactly, right. But when it switched to prices, then it's like 450. Even if you love it, you ain't buying like 3 or 4 of them. You buy maybe 1, right? So I think because of that, those who say that are probably talking about it may not do the ridiculous numbers that it did the last time around. But
yeah, it won't get to 150.
Yeah,
but it'll get to high numbers, right? It'll do well enough.
As you see, it will crush. Yeah,
it's gonna do well enough.
Yeah, this is definitely just the beginning. I do like that they put so many consoles out available at launch. I think that was a very smart move on their part that they took. To be honest, it's a gamble. No matter what you think with the economy and all that kind of stuff, things in play, it was kind of a gamble for them to bring in so many units for launch. But you can still walk into a store now and buy one, and that I think is going to be the continuation or the key for them. Their growth in this system is being able to just have it available. Now, I think by the time the holidays get here, it's going to start becoming scarce again. But that's just the holidays, kind of thing. But that makes me. Red Wolf, did you have something else you want to add?
No. Just one other thing. I was just talking about handhelds in general. Was the ROG Ally X was the first time that I was actually very interested, and it was just back to my point about comfortability, because it looks like it has like the Xbox. But the thing is, why can't we get? I don't want to go on a tangent here. Why is there a way for me to rent a handheld? Because I feel like handhelds are so. I'm so apprehensive about buying a handheld of any kind, because I don't know. As soon as I hold it, it's like it's either I'm gonna hate it or love it. And so I'm like, especially with the ROG Ally X, which is probably going to be like $1,500. No, it's probably going to be like $1,200, right? $1,000, $1,200.
No, not that high.
But
if you want, I mean, you can go to Best Buy and actually check it out, right? So that's kind of the point.
Oh, is that a thing?
Yeah, you can actually play them. They have kiosk.
Yeah,
I did not know that. That's fantastic. Yeah. Well, there we go. Yeah, I would just say I'm really, if you love Switch too, I'm so happy for you. But maybe that's what I'll do. Maybe I'll go to Best Buy and say, hey, let me hold that thing, And
If it's a
maybe
thing,
I'll-
if it's a problem of hand feel, there are many devices that are what I call grown man switches out there. I'm a man with bigger hands, and
Yeah.
and like I keep saying, the switch is a piece of wood. I am actually,
Right.
as we speak, I'm holding the MSI Claw right now. That thing is a man's device. Like it's an 8-inch, good on ergonomics. There are lots of different devices that do similarly, and I'm sure we'll talk about it in a minute. But the Ally X, the Xbox Ally X, will be similarly, good in the hands.
That's really good to know. Well, I appreciate that. Appreciate you guys telling me all that because there's options. I have the shout out to Cold Eastwood. He sent me one of the, the old what's it called, the Backbone, Xbox
Nice.
Backbone, and I was like, this is my entry level into trying to utilize cloud gaming, and I'm like, maybe I'm just starting out very slow. So I'm like, number one, you have to have good internet. But if there's something that runs things natively and I can just feel comfortable knowing that I can be in the car or on a train or whatever, knowing that I can play something like that, like a Switch 2 or a ROG Ally, I might get into it because it's blowing up right now. And I feel like Switch 2 was like just Switch in general was like huge for handheld gaming.
Mhm.
And then now we see Steam, massive. Was it a massive success with the Steam Deck?
I think so.
And now, and now we're seeing with the Xbox partnering with Asus. So it's like I'm gonna get something eventually. I just don't know where to jump in. So that's why I'm always like,
you don't have
I'm
to
gonna
if it's a
feel it.
value to you, right? It's really just a question of whether you would use it, right? So
It's true. That's very true.
if
Yeah.
it's
I
a
just feel
value,
like,
then get it. If not, then
yeah. And I'm trying to try to stay away from FOMO as much as I can.
yeah, exactly.
Everyone's like loving the Switch 2, and I'm like, I just don't know if I'm ready yet. But yeah, so it's exciting. It's exciting times. Gaming is changing big time. So
Yep.
That it is. We'll read that, and then we'll get a couple super chats we got in.
Hey, Fonz, how's it going, Fonz? It was great to spend time with you, Dave, Kay, and Hargeet this year.
It was great to meet you, sir. You're amazing. And like you even said, sometimes you're on your show, people seem to think, he's mean, he's harsh. He is one of the nicest guys. Absolutely. Ruined his reputation, but Fonz absolutely is an amazing person and so intelligent, so spot on his opinions. I really respect it a lot, and I do appreciate greatly the opportunity to meet you. It was fantastic, and hopefully it won't be the last time. So there we got some super chats.
Yep, there we go. So do you, Kay, now the Broke Boy Insider, $2. Is there a Switch 2 Lite in future, you think? I'm gonna guess there probably will be something. It seemed to do well enough, right?
Mhm.
Maybe an OLED version too. People have talked about that.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yep, eventually.
So
All right, moving to the next one. Mac 22TH 54, $5. I was hard pass on the Switch 2. I'm glad to see I was not the only one. Reference you, Paul.
yeah. We have the poll up right now. Did you buy a Switch 2? And I'll go ahead and end that poll. 17%, 18% said yes, and 86% said no, with 73 votes. So yeah, that's it's early on. So right now we have over
Also
200
very
people.
Xbox focused, podcast.
We are. But we got some. Don't worry, we have a Xbox question coming up here in a few minutes. So get ready for that poll. That's going to be a good one.
Yeah.
I have a feeling. The
and,
Fonz.
Paul
You shut up.
is, POLL. But POLE is a different thing. Giggity.
Yeah. Oh, shut up, Dave. Oh, I know. Truth hurts. It's all right. That's all right. I'm here. I'm the proof. What was it about your poll? There we go. Oh goodness. All right. You know what? Before we got plenty of subjects. Go ahead. You want to say something, Hargeet?
I was just saying pole position. Anyway, let's just get into the showcases. I don't like the rest of these. Yeah, whatever. Let's just get into the showcases. So we started with PlayStation, had their showcase, and then we had the Summer Game Fest, and then we had the Xbox showcase, which we did not cover the PlayStation one, or did we? I don't remember if we ended up covering that or not.
There wasn't a lot to cover. I mean, there's
that.
I mean, but you know what? Let's and we're definitely do that. But I want to go through some of these pictures real quick because those kind of lead into some of the stuff that that were there, and then I'm going to pull up the actual one of the showcases in the background as we talk over it, get around, and get people's input. Let me bring this up real quick. So here's like I said, some of these the photos, as it were let me switch this over here where I can get it better. All right, where's that? Where the hell did it go? Oh, there it is. There it is. Let me put it over in this menu so that I can make it full screen. Get rid of the silly bars and stuff. All right.
Yeah.
So this was right there, you know. So, Hargeet, can you see everybody? Can you name everybody in that photo?
Of course. So, starting on the left side here, we got Lucius Augustus, we got Fonz, Soil Tech, we got our buddy here, Asante. We got Korkenstein. I don't know who that is in this. Bill Spencer, Boom, and of course Webdave. There's some loser there right in the middle. No, I'm sorry.
Yeah. and I said it in my post. Dude, they were so gracious and friendly.
They're very, very nice.
Just you were able to walk up. I almost the sweet lady that took pictures with Phil for us. I did, you know, almost like thinking, you know, it could possibly have been his wife, a secretary. I don't know, but she definitely was like, you could tell she was used to him getting a lot of attention around gamers. Yeah. Because she was just kind of stepping back and here, I'll take pictures for you. Sweet. You know, so it was awful nice. Shout out to her, whoever she was. Amazing. And then we'll get to this next one real quick.
Okay.
I don't think I've seen Kay happier. That's all I'm saying.
Hey now.
And then we've got essentially the same folks here, right? So we got Soil Tech, Lucius, Cork, Kay Asante, and then we got Sarah.
Yeah, Sarah Bond. And man, now, obviously we don't want to get into everything that we talked about because, you know, it was kind of cool. But she, I mean, literally jumped in conversation with us for like, I don't know, 10, 15 minutes. It was just absolutely okay. So yeah, it was absolutely awesome to see them there, and they were super tight. Yeah, exactly. I think Fonz become a little smitten is the West word. I was hear that. Yeah, but I don't blame him. And then this super nice guy,
our man Paris with Webdave.
That's right. I actually got to meet him in person. And again, I want another one of those people that and I'll say this. I witnessed it firsthand. People like not just like I was very grateful to actually get to meet him and talk to him and hang out with him a little bit and you know, kind of get to know him a little bit, as it were. You know, as much as you can at these kind of events. But there definitely were people that were coming up to him and started grilling him, and I'm like, dude. Leave the man alone. You know, so I saw when he says it, sometimes he gets it all the time. I see that firsthand that people were, you know, but dude, I appreciate him so much. And then this was our first breakfast with everybody that was there.
Yep. And that's Light, I believe, right? Then me, then Alex right next to me behind me, then King right in front of us with the Fallout shirt. That's Mr. Badbit from Trophy Room. And I think Light and Trophy and Badbit, they're on the same podcast, if I remember right. And then, you got Webdave, Cog, Ains. You probably don't know Ray. He's kind of the video dude for Ains. And then in the back there is Captain Logan, who is part of Xbox Expansion Pass with Luke Lore. Yeah. So
it was awesome meeting all these people, and the gentleman, like I said, right behind you. Hargeet, the gentleman that was right behind you, Alex was absolutely, he was relentless in getting the show put on, you know, for the fan part, the fan showcase part, the fan meetup, as it were. And
he was so
out in LA,
so he was helping a lot, dude. And he's been there from the beginning of the whole FanFest thing, right? So, yeah, I definitely did a lot of legwork for us, a lot of work getting this all done. So,
yeah. And just for reference, I'm 5'10", and you can see how tall King is.
I wanted to ask. Yeah.
He
So
is.
you and I are around the same height. That's
4,
so.
something like
So
4,
King
I
is
think.
like
Yeah.
7'2". Okay.
No, he's 6'4".
Yeah.
I think Ains is like in the same range, 6'2", something like that.
Yeah.
Cog's like normal, right? No, like 5'9", 5'10", something like that.
Yeah, it was awesome though. But the thing is, I mean, he may be a big man. And same way with Addict. There's a picture later with Addict.
Yeah, Addict and him
super
are about
tall.
the same height.
But the
Yeah,
thing is,
about
they are
4'11",
absolutely
I think is 6'5". I think he's like
big
just
hearts. Yeah,
right
he's
there,
there.
a little
Yep.
bit taller.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And there you go. There you got Jason Ronald, Webdave. You got Asante, and right in the back there we have Lucius.
Yeah. And Kay, it was so awesome to meet you in person too, man. Just have to say that was amazing. Even better in what they call in real life. It's like I said, I love listening to his takes. I love watching his podcast. I love having him on here. But then to sit down and just talk to him one-on-one about current things and gaming and getting his takes in person, it's just I love it. The passion's there, and it's real, folks. It's real.
Hey, we have Luke Insipid Ghost. His Fallout here.
He had a
FanFest showcase. And you have obviously Mr. Babbitt and Ains right there. But I'm just gonna break protocol here, and we have Captain Logan here, $20.
Wow, thank you, sir.
I had a great time with you at SGF, and can't tell you how much I appreciated the fun nights and buying breakfast for everyone. Yes, shout out to Webdave. It was like $500 for breakfast that Webdave just picked up the tab. Like, holy crap, man.
Dude, you rock, man. That's awesome.
It's you can't take it with you, right?
Yeah.
So that's the way I look at it.
Mm-hmm.
And then here's
all right.
Love that.
Oh my. Let's see. Let's get rid of this thing first. Okay. Wow. I mean, I don't think I'm gonna get this one.
Yeah, no. But just like I'm all the way over in the corner. I was like, yeah. So.
But this, I think, was the Greeny FanFest. Let's take a picture together moment, right? So.
Yep.
So I think that's what this was. This is probably everyone. I think some people had to duck out, but yeah, there's a big chunk of the people that were there.
But both Aaron Greenberg was there, and Jason Ronald. This was right before he had to duck out. He's also in there as well. So in that big photo, but it was just, dude, these guys, absolutely amazing, and they worked so hard on this, and it was so much fun. And I think, I personally think that especially with Aaron cheerleading for us, for you guys, the hard work that you guys did, Hargeet, that I think that next year they might just let the fans do it again, but hopefully with a lot more help, or at least a lot more guidance and things that they can do to maybe facilitate it even bigger and better for the fans. And so we're hoping, fingers crossed. I know I'm going next year regardless of what they do, but I did like the idea that Alex was throwing around about that other venue, that theater that's like real close to where the other main hub is, because I know if they had it there, the turnout would be astronomical. So
yep.
So there we go. I don't think
see if I can see if Ben is that Ben right next to Aaron. I think I can barely tell. I think that is Ben. Ben Kenobi.
Yes,
I think that he's right next to Aaron.
Yep.
Yeah. And then
big shout out.
A little bit behind in the green shirt there. I think that might be Shaun.
Yep, Shaun Labrie.
Labrie, I think. And then maybe a little bit further to the left, that might be Dante, I think.
Yeah, it is. Dante's back there. Yep.
Yeah.
Do you by any chance know when we're gonna see the full video out, or is there a plan for that?
We're gonna meet tomorrow to start figuring all that out. I don't know when we're gonna be ready with all that. I don't know. Also, like, we just kind of got back and we all have other stuff to do. So,
okay.
We'll figure out when we can compile all that video. But we will have it. We will have all the video and then and disseminate as needed. But
cool.
We will get there.
Yeah. So I kind of wanted to throw that up there so we could kind of get, because that was kind of sets the mood even more. And Red, we really need to get you there next year, my friend. We really need to get you out there for sure.
It would be my first live event over the past couple of years, just meeting everyone through podcasting and whatever. There's been a couple opportunities that I've had that I've just unfortunately haven't been able to not only afford it, but just not able to whenever I could have afforded it work. It sucks. So I have a year to plan. I would love to come out just to say that I did and just to hang the lanyards on my wall each year. I want to do it. So I'm really excited. It's so cool what you guys did. So awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. That give it to
You
me.
can do it for sure.
Could you just
That,
get
of course,
that?
wasn't
Can
in
I
the
just have
picture
that?
because I was right behind all the screen there, doing all the work. So that screen, you
Right.
see, I was sitting behind that screen.
Yeah, and everything was reversed for him. So all the announcements
Yeah, it
and
was all
stuff were
crazy.
all reversed because he was on the, he was doing the projection to
Yeah.
make sure it worked, and he did it without a hit. The only thing that was funny was at the very beginning, which wasn't his fault. It only took a couple seconds, and they figured it out. Somebody turned off a light switch. Well, that light switch was connected to the
Oh,
to
that
the
was
power for the
another
audio, and it was like
That's the best.
it was like so like all of a sudden the audio of the feed went on. It was like, oh, what's going on? And somebody's like, he's like,
Come on now.
light switch.
That was
click.
That was the tip of the iceberg. All the potential errors that could have happened and
Right.
did happen. It's amazing they pulled it off.
Oh
it's
my God,
amazing. They did such a great job.
So that screen that you guys saw behind everybody, that's a projector screen. Obviously, what we were planning to do was totally different. We were planning to have an LED panel wall, and the company that was going to give it, that was was going to set it up for us, that we rented it from, they got broken into while Summer Game Fest was running.
Yep.
The showcase was running, and somebody stole the goddamn panel. So we had to scramble right after Summer Game Fest finished to figure out a replacement. That's Friday, and the show is on Sunday. Like, what the heck? So last minute we got this screen. We did what we could with it. But yeah, the fun thing, I don't know if you guys even noticed, Asante or Webdave, but like the bottom of the screen wasn't actually there, and so I'm like bringing up the YouTube video, putting it over there, and I'm like, oh, it's muted. I can't even see the mute and unmute button. And I'm like, oh shit. So I'm like trying to hover at the bottom. I don't know if you guys noticed. I'm like, where's the stupid unmute? Where's the stupid unmute? I hit the unmute at when 1 second was left. It does the 10, 9. You notice you guys didn't hear any of that?
Yeah.
Because I couldn't unmute it. I'm like, where the hell's the unmute?
Oh my gosh.
Like, oh
Put
my
on
God.
you. You pulled it off.
But yeah, there was so many freaking, like 10 minutes before we were letting people in, everything was all set on my laptop to have the recording feed come in, and I was going to broadcast the pre-show. Suddenly the camera feed stopped. I'm like,
The best. That's the best. It's like you set
Oh my
everything up for
goodness.
technology. Everything always fails last minute. You're like, I'm testing, everything's good to go. It's
crazy.
every time, it never fails. It's the
And
best.
when we walked into that room at like 9 at night, the night before, nothing there. Nothing. We had to fit everything in there. So,
Oh my goodness.
it
They
was
had
so crazy.
last minute flat tires, and it
Oh
was
my
just a
God,
whole
yes.
thing.
Alex like had a flat
It was
tire.
a whole thing, right? So
So like
Yeah.
crazy ass shit.
after knowing what I
know,
know about what it took for them to get there, the fact that they were able to get all the people in the room, that it all went off without a hitch, it was awesome. Like seriously, virtual pats on the
Yeah.
back all around, man. It was fantastic. It really was.
And then the closed captioning, I'm like, I can't even find the unmute. There's no way I'm gonna find the closed captioning. I'm like, you just have to live with it. The closed captioning was on, and like, turn the closed captioning. I'm like, dude, I don't think I'm gonna get over there and fix that. It is what it is. It's stuck now.
Exactly.
Oh my goodness. But that was well, live and learn, right? So do you want to start with the Sony showcase and just like go from there?
Oh, we can do that. Yep.
Oh, we might as well get this one out of the way, right? Because we kind of skipped that one. Dave Easy, $2. Jim Ryan wasn't there to take pictures.
No.
You know who was
he
there
wasn't.
though? Shuhei Yoshida was there representing a game, and Mark Cerny was there. So we got to see both of them.
Yeah, you
He
did. I
mentioned-
didn't go to that particular event,
Yeah,
but
that was
you
at
did.
Playdays.
Yep.
That was at Playdays.
Yeah. No, I didn't.
yeah.
I unfortunately
We
didn't
got
get
to
that.
take pictures with both of them.
Yeah, which was awesome.
Yeah.
Let's see here. So yeah, you want to talk about the some? Do you have a list of the stuff that was at the?
At the State of Decay. I mean, I'm sorry,
Yeah.
State of Play.
Oh man. Oh.
So
I
funny.
will. I'll bring it up.
Snickers. I love it.
But I guess just general thoughts, from either one of you guys. Let's just start with maybe Red. What do you think? Did you watch it?
The Xbox showcase?
No.
No.
The Sony.
The PlayStation State of Play.
Yeah. I did, and I can't even tell you what the takeaway was from that.
I'll
I
give you
really
a rundown
can't
of the
even-
games that were announced,
Yeah.
right? So they had an Astrobot expansion. They had Baby Steps again, Bloodstain, the Scarlet Engagement, Cairn, Digimon Story, Everybody's Golf Hotshots, Final Fantasy Tactics, Ghost of Yotai. They had that little 30-second clip for some stupid reason. Hirogami. They had 007 First Light. They had Luminous Arise. And then Marvel Tokon, which is their fighting game, the new Marvel fighting game. They showed us Metal Gear Solid Delta again, and the Mortal Kombat Legacy Collection. That's coming. Ninja Gaiden Ragebound, and Neo 3. That was a big new announcement. And then they showed some Pragmata. Project Defiant, which is their new first-party fighting stick, right, for fighter games. Romeo is a Dead Man. Sea of Remnants, Silent Hill F. They showed that again, and then Sword of Sea. Thief VR, Legacy of Shadow. Tides of Tomorrow. So
Gotcha. You reminded me. I had two takeaways. Silent Hill F. I'm a huge Silent Hill fan, and 007. That was it. Now, some other things were there that were amazing. I'm one of like the world's biggest Metal Gear fans, even though I'd have no idea what's happening in those games. But they're very nostalgic to me because I played them when they released way back in the day. But 007 was the big. I'm also massive Hitman fan, and IO Interactive just has. I say this on my podcast all the time, on the Renegade Realm podcast. With trilogy is the single player experience that has the most content that I've ever seen in my entire life. I've never seen a game with so much content and so much support. The game is endless. So if you love the games that are very systems heavy, that have a lot of replayability, IO Interactive killed it with the Hitman franchise. So whenever years ago we heard about what was happening with their next project being a 007 game, I was very interested to see what they were going to do with this. And to see now, and a lot of people are upset that it's a little baby Bond. And I'm like, but the thing is, we not only have we not had a 007 game for a very long time. I think, wasn't it one of the last ones, the Daniel Craig ones? The GoldenEye remake and stuff like that. And I think those games were great too. But we always sort of jump into James Bond as like, he's sort of, even with Daniel Craig, like he wasn't like super young, but he had just got his license to kill, but he had been in MI6 and all that for a long time. Now we're sort of seeing, and IO Interactive has actually said this, where we're getting the James Bond before he becomes super suave and he's sort of like, okay, I got it all out of my system. I got all the angst out of my system. Now I'm going to be the James Bond, that orders martinis, shaken, not stirred. So the more I thought about that, I was like, this idea of 007 First Light being the youngest Bond that we've ever seen was really, really interesting to me. And that's why I was like, this is so cool. This just like unhinged James Bond, which we did get a little bit of unhinged James Bond with Daniel Craig's Casino Royale and stuff like that. And I loved it. And the more I thought about it, I was like, I actually love that he's super young. So that was a huge takeaway for me. I hope that whatever comes next, whether it be expansions or sequels for 007 from IO, maybe in the sequel we'll get that James Bond. Maybe they'll age him up and have someone play, a different, have a different actor play him or whatever. Anyway, that was huge for me. And then Silent Hill F has been shown before, but it was good to see it again. And but yeah, 007 was the biggest one for me. I can't wait to see what they do with that. Just knowing what IO did with Hitman,
yeah,
dude, I can't imagine like the replayability and the gadgets and the disguises and what I'm just so excited for that. Yeah.
Same.
Paris. Also, a reminder to everyone that social media nonsense isn't real life and why you should ignore it. Yes.
Very true. Very true.
Yes.
Although some people did come in their feelings. Just saying. Oh goodness. So, Kay, what were your thoughts about the what PlayStation had?
I actually thought it was a pretty decent show in general. As a general show, I thought it was pretty cool. There was literally some games in there that was kind of catnip for me. Luminous Arise. I loved Tetris Connected. I'm the one who says objectively Tetris is the greatest game ever made. In the year 2030, somebody will make a Tetris game and it'll still make all the monies. There's no other game that can say that, and Luminous is not far behind, and the same connected quote unquote team that made that one are making this. So I was like, yes, I'm there. There's the flat version and the /VR version, both of which will be cool. So I was there for that. Pragmata looked really cool. I've always wanted to know what that is. I think that Pragmata, that they're taking their cues from Kojima a little bit there. It's a little weird. It's a little unusual, but at least the child is not in someone's stomach. It's on your back. So that's good. That's a progress, I think. So no, it looks fun. It looks interesting. Weird. As you can imagine from video games. Romeo is a dead man. Pseudo's games have been always very weird, and obviously these are that as well. You guys have already mentioned Silent Hill F. There were a good amount of games there. You know what I mean? Like the baby steps of it all, notwithstanding. There were some. There was a good smattering of games that was like, yay, I might actually want to play this. Ragebound, for example, Ninja Gaiden Ragebound. It is now in the. It was first shown off there, and it's now in the next Steam Next Fest, so you can actually play a demo for Ragebound right now. Very cool game, very cool looking game that was first shown off there. Karen, that you guys were talking about, that looked like it was half Jusant, if you remember that game. And the other half was Death Stranding. Walking over terrain and climbing stuff, a combination of the two. But if I find myself with some time to kill, I might play that, because I actually spent a lot of time in Jusant and I actually liked it. The only other one that I will make mention of that I think is worth mentioning for me specifically is actually two things, is the Mortal Kombat Legacy Collection. I love Mortal Kombat. If you ask anybody of a certain age what is their fighter, someone that's chosen something between Tekken or Mortal Kombat or Street Fighter, I chose Mortal Kombat. So whenever there's a collection in there, I must partake. So I will be buying that day one. And then obviously you guys have already discussed 007. I'm excited for that as well. Marvel Token Fighting Souls. That looks really cool. I'm excited that Marvel is taking their IPs a bit more seriously there in that realm. So that was really exciting to see. Obviously, we'll talk about the Xbox show where they had Invincible as well. But fighting games are making a comeback. Like a real mainstay fighting games are making a comeback, and I think that's cool. The last one that I'll mention for the PlayStation show that I thought was really cool was Sword of the Sea by the same creators of Abzu and Journey. It looks like they've basically combined all of the things that they did in their other games and combined them into this game. So half Abzu, half Journey. You're flying on swords and locomotion and all this. Very cool looking. So in general, I would say the show was pretty decent. I give it like an 8. Those who would say that as a PlayStation focused show, it was lackluster, I won't disagree with you there, because as a PlayStation only show, there wasn't that much to show there was a little bit of Ghost of Yotei, but that was it. But otherwise, yeah, I really did. I did like the show in general.
Yeah, I agree. Hargeet, your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, so I agree with a lot of what you guys said. The biggest highlight for me was certainly 007. That looks pretty cool to me. I also like, the IO Interactive Hitman game. So I'm looking forward to what they're doing here. Some people might not like that. Fair enough, whatever. The fighting games, I'm not as much of a fan of. So it really did nothing for me. Ending on Marvel's Tokon, which is a partnership of PlayStation and is it Arc System Works? Is that the company? I think that's the one. And Marvel, obviously, with the IP. I'm sure it's gonna be good, right? For fighting genre people, it's gonna be great, but I don't care. And it was a large chunk of the end, so that really soured it for me at the end. I'm like, what? This is what you're gonna end with? I don't care. This is boring. So, but that's just me. That's me. I know a lot of people loved it, and that's great. Like, but for me, I'm like, I don't care. This does nothing for me. So, for those who are very interested in the fighting genre, obviously Mortal Kombat Legacy Collection, that's a big announcement. Of course, that's all multi-plat, right? This one is not. It's a PlayStation partnership, right? So PlayStation is publishing it, and therefore it is going to be PlayStation and PC. So it is locked to that. I don't know if that's a good thing for this game, but whatever. It is what it is. I'm not interested either way. So that was kind of a downer for that showcase. The rest of it, a lot of updates on games we already know about. Certainly getting a better look at Pragmata, but that was. Did they show that at Keeley's as well? I want to say they did, but I know it was at the Play Days. We definitely got to see it there, but I'm not sure if it was on the actual Summer Game Fest showcase as well. But either way, there was a bunch of indie games in there, and that's cool. A lot of good stuff there. I have no idea why they showed Ghost of Yotai the way they did. That was entirely worthless, just to kind of like tease of what I think. Whether they're saying there's going to be more, like a release date or something like that. I don't even know what it was, but they just
wolf teeth. That's what people wanted
just
to see.
Yeah, they showed this like 30-second clip, and I'm like, what? Why was this here? Like, I just didn't understand what the point of that was. Like, just do more substantial stuff if you're gonna actually show the game. It's your big first party showing this year. Like, why is that not more prominent? And whatever. I find that very, very disappointing on the PlayStation side. They don't really seem to want to hype up their own stuff. That's kind of crazy to me. So maybe they don't have confidence in it. I hope that's not the case, because that's like the only game I'm looking forward to from them so far. So I've not seen Wolverine in its final form. What they showed way the heck back was a great teaser, but like what came out as a leaked thing sucked. And I hope that is not the actual game, right? So, but right now, Ghost of Yotai is it. I don't really care much about anything else they're really putting out. So, I hope that's a good game, but they're not showing a lot of confidence behind it from my perspective. I would have expected them to show much more than what they did. So that really kind of detracts from my perspective from there. Like you were saying, Asante, like, are you looking at this from a platform perspective, or are you looking at it from a game showcase perspective? So from a game showcase perspective, it was pretty good. It's got a good smattering of different games. From a PlayStation perspective, I give it about a C. It still did show some things. I'm going to be fair that for those who like fighting games, you can't just deny that Marvel Tokon is not going to be a big thing. It is. Fair enough. But look, I don't think I'm being unfair, because I think that's what most of the community has, like their community has rated it. It's in a C or D range.
Yep.
So I think I've been pretty fair about that. I think that's a good rating. I was expecting more, but it's just because they haven't wowed me in years. That's really it. They used to do crazy showcases, but now they really haven't wowed me in years, and that's really on them to fix. So whatever, it's another continuing state of decay, as I call it, but that's kind of my feelings on it.
Yep, I agree, and I do like Sappho's comment there.
Baby steps, Gotti.
I agree, and with that said,
But is there maybe just toilet?
Toilet?
Yeah, I just need to pee.
How badly?
Just normal. Bad.
Hey, just go behind this bush. I'll wait.
I can run away.
Pea shy.
No.
Yeah, no, you don't want me watching.
You can watch. Shit. Ugh. By the way,
Baby Step is also playable, also on Steam right now in a demo.
Wow. This feels like the PlayStation Live Service game initiative.
Here we go.
Knock knock. Oh, no. You found it even without a map. The best toilet on the mountain.
Oh, good.
Closing door and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I mean, for me, that's essential. Yeah, no, I mean, ever since I was a kid, just, really couldn't go with the other kids. Yeah, no, I needed the stall.
and they've played this entire clip, and there's no case. So yeah. That was a
Oh,
big
my
part of their
God.
showcase. I'm just throwing that out there. Just
Oh, boy.
throwing it. I know it's a little messy. Sorry, Kay. It's but
Yeah, toilets get messy, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, do you Kate? Now the Broke Boy Insider, $5. They did Ghost of Yotai the way they did. I'm thinking because they need to have something to show August, September state of play before those shows. Yeah, they'll definitely do something
True.
specifically for that, right? I get that, but like, why put that there then? Why? Just why? Like, do something more substantial. But anyway, whatever. I'm sorry.
Oh, yeah, I was just gonna put that up there as Mac. I agree with you. Sorry, that looks stupid. What? It's gonna be definitely a niche game. I don't think they're a niche, whatever you right. I don't think there's
but
gonna be a lot of.
there's plenty of other games in the lineup that look cool. Again, they're
Oh,
kind
yeah.
of indie, games. Fine, fair enough. I just kind of wanted more substantial stuff, but fine, whatever.
Yeah, and we'll I guess we kind of do we want to cover Summer Game Fest? There was some big things.
Let's do it. Let's do
Some
Summer
big
Game
things
Fest.
there. Let's do it. Let's go through that.
Red,
So-
what do you think? I don't know if you have any queued up stuff. Webdave, do you have anything queued up?
I mean, I can't remember. I do have a list of games that I wrote down, but I can't remember if they were from Summer Games Fest or Xbox Showcase. So
That's
maybe
all right.
it would be safer if you have something in front of you.
Let's see. I got all those tons of stuff in front of me, and not that. So let me. But yeah. So I guess. Oh goodness! Let me pull.
Was
some up.
Ill there?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, that was one of the big ones because I'm a huge horror fan. It looked amazing. Like that was like, oh my god! It just looked so good. The physics and everything, and of course the kicking the little demon baby across the room was the best. Talk about game of the year.
They have RE9, right? They teased it and then showed RE9.
That's right.
Yeah.
And I'm actually going through because of that. I'm like, I you know how you do this thing where as soon as the game goes on sale, you're like, I'm gonna buy it but not play it right now, and then eventually you have like your backlog is just piled up. I've done that with all the Resident Evil games. So there are a couple that I haven't gone through, like Resident Evil 9, or excuse me, Resident Evil 0, Resident Evil 1 remaster from 2015, and Code Veronica. I think those are the only Resident Evil games that I haven't actually beaten. In Revelations. So I started going through those in chronological order. Finished Resident Evil 0 yesterday. Started Resident Evil 1 because I'm like, I'm not allowed to be this excited for Resident Evil 9 when I haven't finished all the games. So Resident Evil 9 looked awesome. Yeah, looks so good. And Leon's returning. Yeah. Or I hope.
Yeah.
I think. Yeah.
There's a little bit of
there's
ill.
Oh man, look how good. Some of this looks conceptual, like it looks a little too good to be gameplay, but that's video games, right? They show
Sorry about that.
Oh, it's okay. Look at that guy. Look at that handsome. Like right there, was that gameplay? I don't know. Shit.
Yeah.
Man,
Crazy.
Those look pretty good, though.
So good.
Yeah.
This looks so good. Look at all that. Look at all them.
Yeah, I do like how the dismemberment kind of thing. This seems more not that any of this is realistic, but I mean as far as like what you would want something to do, if you actually do some damage to it, then it shows some damage and maybe impede or slow down the enemy coming at you instead of it like being pumping like 15 shots in it and it's still coming at you. Kind of thing.
It's like Dead Space, right? Like Dead Space forced you to dismember to take them
There's
out.
your baby.
Kinda,
Don't
there
kick
it
the
is.
baby.
And
Don't kick the baby.
I love that. Yeah, I love that, man. I do have a list of stuff. Was Axe of Blood there? Was that?
It was.
Okay, that I've heard. I listened to Gaz's show and he was saying that he actually played the demo for it. And he was sort of disappointed. It's made by one guy, which is sort of really impressive. I'm a big fan of the fighting game. Batman Arkham-esque game. So like I love Sifu. For example. But so hopefully that one's good. High on Life 2. Was that there? I'm trying to remember.
That was
if
at
that
the-
was one of those.
That was at some.
Was that Xbox? Okay,
showcase.
maybe I'm dipping
Yeah.
into the
Yeah.
there. So there was End of Abyss was at Summer Games Fest, right? That was one of the ones, I believe. That was the
Yeah.
top-down horror game that looked really interesting to me. Love those types of games. And I think
this
all the
the-
rest of the ones I think all the rest of these are Xbox showcase. But yeah, I
That's
guess
all
those
good.
were my big takeaways.
Yeah, and this puppet game to me looks fucking hilarious.
Oh, that was there too. Yeah, that was hilarious. I was like, I
Showed
was
that to
so like,
Boom and-
is this gameplay or like what is this? It looks so man, humor in video games is so hard to nail. But again, I just mentioned High on Life. This is doing the similar thing here with the humor. It's so funny, man.
I hope the game looks as good as this. I mean, it probably won't
Yeah.
look, but if it captures that effect of that the Muppet type beating each other up type thing, that
Right.
would be awesome. That would be awesome. I know Boom was pretty excited about it. This Kay and Boom were at the airport getting a ride and getting back to the room when this part happened. And then they got to actually to watch it later, but they're still there, and they were there for the whole major part of the weekend. So it's not like they missed much. It's just a matter of it is when it is when you can get in there. And it looks so
What's happening?
so bizarre. Exactly. So
If you recall the actually, you should, when you're watching this trailer, you should put on the sound, because when he's plunging the toilet like that, he's like, I took a dump many times and I haven't washed this in weeks. Like he wants you to put your head in it or whatever. It's hilarious. It's so good. Like that part. Yeah.
I love that.
You should listen to what he says. It's just
here we go.
insane.
I've been taking dumps in there all day.
I've been taking dumps in there all day. Like, it's so good.
I love the random humor.
Bill.
It's so funny. Felt that. Love that. Like,
Yeah.
was that gameplay? Because it showed like a health bar and stuff. I think what's throwing me off is the frame rate, because it looks like if it's gonna be cinematic, it's got to be like 24:9 or whatever. But how do
Right.
you make that? How do you make 24 frames look good in a video game? I don't know. I guess we'll just have to wait until we see the actual game come out to see what it looks like. But yeah.
It definitely looks interesting. That is for sure. So, all right, Kay. So, what are your thoughts about that?
Yeah. So let me pick a few as well, and I'll start in the middle, and because you said it, I'll say it. I have been playing the demo for Acts of Blood for about 3 years now.
Oh,
Like, I've known this game. It's been on Steam for a long time, and
I didn't know
I
that.
too am big on small teams doing big things. This is like one man team and a buddy, like in the back room of third world Indonesia, like mocap. Just like seriously, it is as grassroots, as bare bones as you possibly can. And when you play it, it looks like they channeled the raid. It is effing awesome. Like I'm so impressed with that thing. And every time you play it, like I said, I've been playing it for some time now. Every time I play it, it's just a little bit better. A little bit better. The last time I played it, they added parkour. Now you're climbing all over the place. You are jumping over shit. You're never ever slowing down. Like this is one dude in third world Indonesia. Like it's freaking wild what they've accomplished. I can't wait for this thing to come out. This is all dovetailing into what we're going to talk about. You see, if you had an Xbox handheld, you'd have access to Steam and you'd be playing this demo too. You see what I'm saying? But yes, people should be playing that. That is like, keep an eye on Acts of Blood. It looks really, really good. I was floored when I saw it come on the show, because I literally have been playing the same demo for years now.
And they
waiting for
officially
the day
announced
that
that
they'll come out.
it's coming to Xbox, the ecosystem. I don't know if
I
it's
think
coming to
it is
Game
coming.
Pass.
I think
but-
it's coming. It's coming to all the platforms eventually. Yeah, I think they did announce that. So like, yeah, these are the first announcements where you go, hey, subscription tiers and all these other guys, throw some money at these people. These are the ones that deserve it.
This would be
these
good
are-
for Game Pass.
That's right. These are the ones who, when they get that Game Pass bag, they're using it like for something very beneficial. This is one guy and a couple buddies in a back room somewhere making a game. It's really, really cool.
Yeah.
You want to get that?
Hargeet, you want to read that real quick? We have two of them.
Sure. This we already read.
Did we read it? I'm sorry.
Yeah,
we did.
And then we got our friend Ains, Push Power. It's $20. Cheers, fellas. Great time in LA and a pleasure meeting Webdave, Asante, and Hargeet legends as always. Till next time, bros. Bring Banjo back.
Amen. Amen. Thanks so much. What a gentleman. Super, super nice guy. And it was like, oh, everybody's nice. But they're genuinely friendly, outgoing, nice people. That was like very welcoming. They didn't have to be, because I've met people in the past in my life. That, sometimes they say be careful when you meet your heroes, kind of thing. But these were 100% true American, wonderful people. Not all American either. I said Johnny. He's from England, but the sentiment is that he's, all these people were just absolutely, very, very giving of their time. And, like I said, to me, I'm just a little content creator that love games, and I'm very blessed to have the viewers that we have, the people that sit here and watch us, and members of the community that want to come on, and Hargeet for joining me in this endeavor, and I greatly appreciate that, and never take it for granted, ever. So
shout out to Ains and Ray who came along with him. Man, Ray was like a lifesaver.
Yes.
Got through a lot of stuff because Ray was there.
Okay, what else was it that
let's see. I am one of those rare ones who loved Atomic Heart. So Atomic Heart 2 really did it for me. I love that. I have this thing. I think it's a phenomenon, and I call it the Killmonger haircut, where you see a haircut in a movie a long time ago, and then every game 4 years later has it. Yeah, the new Killmonger haircut is cyberpunk. So Atomic Heart 2, very cyberpunky, but it was really cool. It looked really awesome. I like part 1. The Cube, which is Cyberpunk's MMO thing, looks really super interesting. Like it's almost like they made you can tell they made money with that last one, and now they're going, okay, we're going to put some money back into this business. So now they're really like stretching their muscles in all avenues in there. So that looked cool. Oddly enough, Game of Thrones War for Westeros, where you could like kill everybody and you could like change the story, and I was just like, wow, that looks pretty cool. Like I don't know if I'll play it, but it looked really, really good. It looked like they weren't being beholden to the story, and they were taking it as seriously as something like that could go. Obviously, we all know how that story. Well, those of us who watched it know how that story ends. So it is interesting that they're allowing it to end in a different way. And I would love to see how far they stretch it in that opposite direction. Like, how weird can it get? Like, beyond the path that we know it to be. It's quite interesting. I thought that was
RTS.
No, I think it's like at least from what I saw, it looked like it was your standard action game, action RPG. That's how it was built.
Oh,
yeah,
maybe I just misunderstood the delivery of the trailer.
It's a strategy.
Is it strategy?
I don't know if it's real or if it's turn-based.
Are you sure? Because I thought it was action.
I was thinking the same thing, Hargeet. I thought it was like RTS, like Age of
Empires.
Empires.
Logan says it is RTS.
RTS. Okay. So there you go. RTS. There you go. So that there you go with that. But no, it did look interesting, and I guess that will bring us back to a bit of smoke for RTSs. Why is it that they always show it in a non-RTS light? They should just show it the way it looks, so that we can just know exactly what it is from day one, without all the cinematic fantasticals that we know we won't get later. Smoke, but okay, fine. Yep. Looking forward to it anyway. It looks good.
Yeah, yes. It's one of my main issues with cinematic trailers. You don't really understand. It's the same thing. Like Cyberpunk 2077 is one of my favorite games of all time. But every single thing that they ever showed cinematically, it was all this super incredible. What CDPR does so well with their cinematic trailers, and like it just sells you on the world. It doesn't sell you on the actual gameplay. But everything was in third person. It showed you dude jumping around doing all these cool things, and then it's just a first. I'm not saying it's just a first person game, but it gives you this idea in your head, and it sort of makes you lets the
but
mind
you know what?
wander a little too far.
Even Cyberpunk, I would allow it, because Cyberpunk kind of, you can see how and why they would show it off that way. I'm talking about stuff like Marvel's Midnight Suns, an amazing game.
Yes.
Right? Amazing game that anyone who plays it goes, yo, this game is way better than it has any right to be. Absolutely, it is. And they showed it off like it was The Last of Us.
Oh, that's true.
That's how they showed it off.
Yeah, you're right. And that's so true. Yeah, really good comparison.
Right? Those are the ones that are just like, what are we doing right now? We know that game is awesome, but it does not look like that. Stop showing people that. That's terrible.
Right.
But yes.
It's a really good.
Otherwise, in general, I actually think that this show put a lot on the screen. I really think that, and I could keep going. There's so much more. Like the Wu-Tang game that I was super excited about, that I've been waiting for them to announce for years, was finally showed off. Mecha Break showed off really, really well. Like Red Wolf, I'm a big fan of Hitman. I think Hitman is like endlessly entertaining. And they added more content. They added Le Chouf into it. Freaking awesome.
Did you play that, by the way?
Oh, bro, it's awesome. It is really,
Dude,
really good. I loaded it up as soon as I went in. Oh, yeah. Right? Like I hear people talk about, well, could this IO a Batman a 007 be a little too Hitman? It literally is Hitman. They basically they created this IP because they didn't have Batman a 007. So it will be very much. And now people are like, it might complain. It might be too much of itself. I'm like, that's like saying Indiana Jones is too much Uncharted. Like it's weird.
Isn't that a good thing?
But yes, exactly. Like I think they have been. This has been a resume building exercise IO have been undertaking for years in the Hitman franchise, and now we finally get to see them use the real IPs. It looked awesome, So yes, a lot to go. Mind's Eye was there. Mind's Eye also another Killmonger's haircut, which is cyberpunky, right? I did hear that. I do hear that it didn't turn out so well. I haven't even been paying attention there, so there's that.
Yeah.
But yes,
that's sad.
TLDR, I really, really liked the Keeley show. It had a lot of cool, weird stuff, AAA stuff, weird indie stuff. I even liked that they had Scott Pilgrim EX. I'm a big Scott Pilgrim guy. I love their shoot 'em ups, the beat 'em ups there. So yes, I really think the show was great.
Awesome. I have to agree with you, for sure. Argue. We'll go ahead and get your impressions. I want to try and see if I can find a clip. But go ahead and, if you don't mind.
Yeah, just to remind everyone, the things they showed: RE9, which they teased in the middle, and then showed the actual trailer at the end, and it probably fooled most people because they're like, "What is this?" Oh, and then eventually you kind of figure out, okay, it's Resident Evil Requiem. They changed the name for Project Century to Stranger Than Heaven, which is a new sort of Yakuza type game, but in an earlier setting, if people remember that reveal. Mortal Shell 2, Death Stranding 2 had a little clip that they showed. Chronicles Medieval, Sonic Racing Crossworlds, where they added in characters from their other Sega IPs. Code Vein 2, Mouse PI for Hire got a new trailer there. Game of Thrones, as you mentioned, Atomic Heart 2, right? You guys mentioned that. End of Abyss, like you mentioned. The Cube, Atomic Universe. Marvel Cosmic Invasion. Onimusha Way of the Sword got a little bit more shown. And then there was an NDA showcase of it at the Play Days, which I got to see. It's pretty cool. Felt that. You guys saw that one. Killer Inn. Arc Raiders. Dune Awakening. A Chrono Odyssey. Wuthering Waves. Mio, Memories in Orbit. Mafia the Old Country. It's also coming up. They showed some more of that. Lego Voyagers. An actual Lego game coming out with actual Lego capabilities, and unlike Lego Horizon Adventures, which was not very Lego. Nicktoons and the Dice of Destiny was an interesting one. Out of Words. Liza P. Overture. Released that day. Very cool, right? Just stealth drop that. Fractured Blooms. Blade and Soul Heroes. Crystal of Atlan. The Seven Deadly Sins Origin. Jurassic Evolution 3. I don't know if people are interested in Jurassic World, but Mina the Hollower, Dying Light the Beast. Showed that. Marvel Deadpool VR, which was hilarious. That was an awesome trailer. And that was at Play Days as well. It's probably one of the more interesting VR demos that they had. Mixtape. Toa and the Guardians of the Sacred Tree, Acts of Blood, which you've mentioned, Scott Pilgrim, which you've mentioned, The First Descendant had some new updates there, Scum, then Mind's Eye, which has not come out well. I think it's in like the 40s on Meta or something like that. It's not doing well. Hitman had some additional content, right? Like that we've mentioned. 007 was shown again here. Very cool. Lego Party, another Lego game, kind of a Mario Party type equivalent. Very cool. People who've taken a look at it say it actually is playing pretty well. Wildgate, Blighted, Ill, Mecha Break, Infinitesimals, Street Fighter 6 had some more content. Last Flag, Wu Chang Fallen Feathers, they showed that a bit. That's coming out shortly. And by the way, we got to play that at Playdays. Really cool. Fortnite had some more content. Wu-Tang, saw that game. Guild Wars 2, Into the Unwell, and then Splitgate 2, which I think is that in Game Pass? I think it's in Game Pass. I don't know, but so those were all the ones that are shown.
Yes,
there's
Splitgate 2 is in
lot-
Game Pass now. Yes.
Yeah, right. So there's a
Very
lot
good, by
of
the way.
content. Yeah, so it was a pretty good show. I think overall, I think he did a pretty good job. There's a lot of indie stuff. There's a lot of bigger games, right? So it was a good spread. For me, it started really good, and then it kind of lulled a bit for me. But even though there were some good games there, and then it kind of picked up at the end there. So I thought he did an excellent job with this one. The play days on top of that, for those who did not get to go, is essentially working with the developers. You get to see the games. You get like an hour slot, half an hour slot to actually play, ask questions, stuff like that, right? So we certainly saw a lot of these games and did a lot of the interviews with the developers and PR people to see what's going on, what their plans are, etc. So it was pretty cool to see all that stuff out there. But yeah, overall, I was pretty impressed with it. I thought it was much better than last year's. Last year, I gave it a B. People really piled on last year's Summer Game Fest. I thought it was still pretty good because, again, I'm good with a mix of indie games as well. It's just my expectation of what I expect from Summer Game Fest is not, your platform exclusives because, well, it's not a platform, showcase. So my expectation was just a random spattering of games, and they had that. But apparently it wasn't good enough. I think scored like a D or something like that last year. This year, I think it was kind of middling, and I think they did pretty well. It was like all over the place. As those a lot of A's, B's, C's, D's, right? But I think if you like just general gaming, it's hard to say that this didn't pick stuff that you like. There's got to be something in here that was good. I think there were plenty of cool games across the showcase that I liked, and I just like seeing Lego come back. I like Lego with actual Lego games, right? Instead of the weird, stupid guerrilla attempt at a Lego game, which was worthless. But this is, and I hate that that's the case, right? I bought 2 copies of that for PC and for Nintendo, and that game was so bad. But anyway. But I'm liking that there's actual Lego games coming back. That's cool. Project Century, Stranger Than Heaven. I have to keep remembering that's the new name. Looks pretty good. A lot of the ones you guys mentioned.
Yakuza? I'm sorry to interrupt. Is that
it is? It's
Yakuza?
sort of in that world. Yeah, it's in that world. But in like the 40s, 30s, something like that. So that's kind of the feel of it. Yeah.
Because I want to get into it. I remember we talked long time ago in a Xbox party. I was like, I want to start with Yakuza 0 to go through everything. I'm such a weird chronological freak. I want to do everything in order whenever there's sequels. But maybe I don't know if it's necessary for this game, but yeah, it looked really good.
Yeah, but seeing some more from IO, not Mind's Eye. Mind's Eye apparently is not that great, but the other two look like they're interesting, right? And 007, I'm definitely interested in 007. But there was enough stuff here that was really cool. So I give it a good B+, A-. I think it was a really good show.
I'll have to agree with you. I think that we just didn't. My favorite part probably was the misdirection. Was a little like the tease about the Resident Evil. It was like, oh, okay, cool. And then at the end, it was like, and of course, Jeff, if you play it back and you watch that little clip of him, he gets a little clipped, little. And I'm so amazed that this game is going to be on my show. and all the money I'm going to be making because of it. I mean, what? Yeah, that's, that's what it comes across, and then he, kind of got a little choked up, and then they played it, and it was awesome because people were expecting it, and then we thought, well, we already got that little bit of a tease for it, and that's it, and then he actually dropped the full trailer for it, so that was good. That was really good.
That was really good.
I'll say so. So mine, this game has been talked about, rumored about, kicked around forever, and that it was actually a little bit was shown. And this is a little 1 minute trailer. We're going to play it now. I was so glad that this finally is actually, we actually see something tangible, and that it actually looks like it's going to be a blast to play.
They're out there. Gotta rescue them. This is what we gotta protect. We cannot choose when people's dreams get snatched up out here. Find Inspector Death. Find Rizzo. Find Master Kill. Find Jizzle. Find Method. Find Drake. Find you. Find Kappa. Find Ghostface Killer.
Where is the Wu-Tang Clan?
Find them.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited about that. Anybody got thoughts on that one?
Absolutely. Very excited for it.
Yeah. I think it looks really good too. And, obviously the band is a legend, and this kind of crossover or I guess adding their legend / mythos, and making a game out of it is I think it's gonna be fucking cool. Let's be honest. It's just going to be cool. I'm looking forward to it. And hopefully, and I don't see why they wouldn't, they're probably going to have a lot of their music in it, as well as maybe even some new things or some things that people have never heard before. I don't know. Hopefully, hoping that's what happens. So yeah, I'm excited for it. And I know it wasn't much gameplay, but I'm day one. I'm ready to go. I'm going to buy it. What about you, Kay? You going to jump on it?
Oh, absolutely. You can tell that they use the very, very timeless art style. So even though you can't really see a lot of the gameplay, it very looks cel shaded, which I'm very excited about. Obviously, to the point about the music, I think Daniel Pena and his production studio are also assisting in this. And of course, if you know Danny, he was a DJ for many, many years. Out of New York, out of Miami, all that. So they're very music focused. The whole studio's music focused. Forgive me, water, wrong hole. But yes, I'm excited. I think this is going to be the game I've been wanting music to be more influenced in our gaming, and I think this might be the return to that.
Awesome. Yeah, I'm pretty excited about it as well. So, any more super chats? Are we good? I think we're all caught up on that. That's good. That's good. And just, if you did get a membership tonight and you're joined us tonight, thank you. Welcome. Memberships now, even gifted memberships, are only $1. I was able to change that setting. I was like, that's cool. I didn't like they made that available to change. So yeah, so just if you get a gifted membership, do definitely shout out to the person that are giving. We had so many wonderful people give memberships tonight that we're definitely gonna be able to add even more emojis, and I'll get on that very soon. Probably tomorrow I'll start adding a bunch of them to the channel so we can start adding more and more stuff. But yeah, it's like to me, it's not about that. It's about the money. It's about being in the community and having fun and giving back a little bit, because like I said, we really enjoy it. So Hargeet, we obviously want to cover the main showcase, which we talked about the event and everything that you guys were a part of, which was fantastic, and looking forward to next year's bigger, better, badder. Just before we start it, there's two little clips I want to play of we'll just say ponies, pony bots, pony haters. We'll see, but let's just kind of we'll get those little takes real quick. Let me pull this one up. the first one, and of course most of us have already seen the show because we know what's in. It's not like really big surprises, but yeah. So there's a gentleman. Japan hates Xbox. Has been steadfast that he does not like Xbox. I don't know what Xbox did to him as far as how they've wronged him in some way, but apparently he feels pretty strong about it. And some of his comments, they don't age well. Hargeet is the best way to say it. It just, some of his stuff that he comes up with just doesn't age quite well. And this is one that I don't think aged very well. Get this full screen and nice and loud, and we'll see what y'all think about this one.
You will never have Final Fantasy VII Remake. Square Enix hates Xbox too. So you can go fuck yourselves. Peace.
It didn't age so well. It didn't age so well. And then here's another one. Now this member of the community, I was, I mean, he's a good guy. He's got his opinions. I guess the thing will be we'll see.
Who cares?
All right, let's see here.
Who cares? The handheld will play PS games through the Steam Game Over? Nah, bro. Nope. Not happening. Not happening. You honestly think you're going to be able to play PlayStation games through the Xbox handheld? Not happening.
You sure about that? You sure about that? It's called the Xbox ROG-Ally-X. It has Steam installed, and yes, just to be sure, I was able to access my library and install Marvel's Spider-Man, specifically Miles Morales. The full quote I was given was, within the Xbox full screen experience, players will see your aggregated gaming library, giving you quick access to games from Xbox, Game Pass, Battle.net, and other leading Windows PC storefronts. Yes, that did include Steam on the unit I played.
Oh, almost knocked this off. Yo.
Shout out to Destin Legary for doing that. Yeah, and for him actually, being able to test that particular thing, and himself saying he accessed his library of Steam games and he played Spider-Man on the unit that was available at the show. I actually got to meet him. Didn't actually get to talk to him much because he was very busy in meetings, but I actually got to see him there and said hi to him. But that was it. He's, love him or hate him, I think he's a great guy. He no longer works for IGN, and he's doing really good on his own. And I think, but shout out to him for actually, thought, you know what, let's just see what's up with that. Yeah. All right. So, with that said, and I'm sorry if sometimes people think, Dave, you get a little messy. Well, maybe so, but it's all in fun, right? Yeah. All right. So we'll have this muted in the background as we play the showcase. But let's get into it. So let's we're gonna start with Kay Asante this time, if you don't mind, Kay.
Yeah, I'm here.
Your thoughts on the showcase? What do you thought about it? What was your highlights? What was your takeaways? Are you excited? What's your score? Yeah. Any of that kind of stuff.
No, I thought the show was really excellent. I thought they did a really good job. This obviously they had one of the show of all shows last time around, and because of that, it will always be compared to negatively, even though I don't think it's warranted. You know, I think by any measure, this was a great show. They had a lot of different games. They had lots of different things to show people. I think that their main focus games showed very well, as in the Outer Worlds 2, and also I particularly loved. I really wanted more from what do you call it? Geez, now the name is escaping me. Clockwork Revolution. Forgive me. Clockwork Revolution, I thought really showed very, very well. Obviously, we're going to talk heavily about the Xbox Ally X and all that, which I was expecting to see and was very excited to see it. You know, they did a damn good job. You know, and people are going to talk what they're going to talk. They're going to say what they're going to say about it. But in general, I think the show was pretty damn good. I think by any measurement, any year, you could give it an 8, if not more. You know, yes, last year they freaking made you cry grown man tears, and because of that night, you think every other show is terrible in comparison, but that's not real. You know, I think it's good. So yeah, for the by and large, the top level review of it, I think I really enjoyed it. I too, like you, need to sit down and redigest it. I've watched it in many forms many times now, but the form that I usually like watching these things is like quiet on a big 4K screen, and that has not happened yet. I've watched this on phones, I've watched this on tablets, I've watched this in very different ways, but I haven't watched it like quiet in front of a really big screen. So maybe my thoughts on it will change, but in general, I think the show did a damn good job.
All right. So, was there anything that really, I mean, it really stood out at you before? I mean, any certain game that, I mean, obviously, you know, you did mention the Clockwork Revolution, but is there anything that was like, and then like, wow, I wasn't, or unexpected, I guess.
Yeah, so obviously my perception was clouded by the energy in the room, right? You recall the energy that was in the room.
Oh yes.
There were a few really huge pops in that room. One, of course, being the Invincible Versus game, which I thought was very cool. Like that was unexpected, right? That came from out of nowhere. That just showed up from seemingly nowhere, right? You would have never thought of it. And people have always wanted Microsoft to have, or Xbox specifically, to have their version of a quote unquote fighter. And people have complained for a while now about DC potentially being that fighter, and it looks like, you know, the Invincible universe might be the first place that they pull from. Not to say that it's going to be exclusive or anything, but they were at least showing that off on their stage, which was exciting and cool to see. Another one that was actually pretty interesting was what we're looking at right now. Like, it's very surprising that High on Life 2 is so shortly after the first one. It almost feels like they are hearkening back to Xbox 360 energy when you could make multiple games in one generation, right? Like you know, obviously the technology or maybe the graphic tech may not have grown or anything, but it looks like from what we see here, which is conceptual, obviously, but it looks like they're going for bigger, badder, and better, right? It looks like the world itself might even be like a much bigger and more ambitious attempt, right? And of course, it's funny and ridiculous and all of that. So yes, this was also one of those things that was like, hey, you know, I really didn't expect another one of these in this generation. It's kind of notable that we're getting 2 of these when before you barely, you know, these days you barely get more than one game in the same generation. So kind of cool of Squanch Games to keep pushing forward as fast as they are. You know, I thought that was very cool. So, but yeah, there's a lot of very interesting. It was enough to keep people interested for almost an hour and a half. And what I really thought was notable was the stuff that was not there. Right, because we were convinced that they would have to show Fable, at least they'd have to show a little bit of let's say what's the name of that, they'd have to show a bit of the State of Decay 3, things like that, and a lot of those names are still names that we don't have, right? A lot of those show Contraband and the like, they're all still where they were before we saw the showcase. But still, they were somehow able to fill the showcase with an hour and a half full of a worth of new, interesting footage. So I thought they did a damn good job. I thought they did a damn good job. Will I play every single one of them? Not necessarily, but I think Hargeet said this some time ago, which I think I agree with. When you're watching Xbox shows, it takes on a different energy since they are all Game Pass backed, right? So you can't judge them the same way because most of the other showcases are like, well, which one's going to earn my hard-earned money? This is which one am I going to try, which makes the barrier of entry even lower. So maybe that's why I give it far less of a critical eye. Who knows? I don't know, but I think the show was really good, and every game they showed was just more games that I wanted to try, and obviously they're going to allow that. So yeah, I think the show was super successful.
Me too. I thought it was really good. So, Red Wolf, what were your thoughts about the showcase, and what did you see that stood out to you? What was your shock, and what were your expectations that were either, I guess, granted or denied?
Everything that Asante said. And
Ditto.
No, I'm just kidding. No. Yeah, I thought it was great. I guess my biggest takeaways. Oh, Game Seeker, what's up, man? My biggest takeaways were definitely, I'm a huge RPG guy. I was really, really surprised by Clockwork. I always want to say Clockwork Orange. Clockwork Revolution. Because everything that we've seen of it so far, I thought that everyone compares first-person steampunk games to BioShock, rightfully so, because that's sort of what set the bar way back then. But I was like, is it just like a game where we're just shooting robots the whole time? And I'm infamous for not liking shooting just robots in games. I don't like robot enemies in games. I'm weird. I don't know, but I had no idea this game was going to be like a full-on RPG with character creation and the mechanics that we saw, like your character speaks and like the humor of it, and like that just completely blew me away. Like, and I could just go on and on about that, but it just looked incredible. I was like, I went from like being like to being like, holy shit, this game looks good. Then, and I'm also infamous. I'm a huge Bethesda fan, and I've always been about, if you have an RPG, I would like to. Bethesda can't be the only RPG creators to give you the option of first and third person. So who better to do it than Obsidian? And when they revealed third person for Outer Worlds 2, I jumped up, screamed, pissed myself, and threw up all over the walls. It was great. I was so excited to see that. Like I couldn't, like, after what they did with Avowed, having the third person, I was like, of course they've got to do it for Outer Worlds 2. And throughout their showing of the game, I was like, they're really not going to do it. They're really not going to. And then they did it at the very last second. It was like and one more thing about this game, third person. So that was huge for me, man. I just give us more options for RPGs. I don't expect that with Cyberpunk, because that would be amazing. But yeah, so those were the two big takeaways for me. The other ones, obviously, Final Fantasy 7 and 16, massive. I'm a huge fan of Final Fantasy games. I am holding out for a physical edition, but I think I just need to give that up. I just think I need to. I know I'm a big collector. I love collecting steel books and physical games. I love it. But at least tell me it's not coming, Xbox. Just tell me and I'll give up. Don't make me wait. Just tell me. The silence kills me. Mudang 2 Hearts looked amazing. That game
it's not
came
coming
out of nowhere.
Like, let me tell you that it's not
coming.
I'm
Please.
telling you, it's not coming. They are done with the physical. They are done with it. It's not coming. I'm sorry, sir. I have to be the bearer of that news. Yes, sir.
No, it's okay. I just need to accept it, man. Look, if that's the future, just give it to me straight. Like I will give it up if that's the truth. Okay, it's gonna be hard. But Mudang 2 Hearts, that one, it was like the Splinter Cell Metal Gear Solid Korean made game. That looked amazing to me. And Plague Tale Legacy that was shown. I'm also a huge fan of Plague Tale. Plague Tale Requiem was one of the best. That was like, I think, what people felt about The Last of Us. That's how I felt about Plague Tale Requiem. What an absolutely amazing game! Like, I put 40 hours in one playthrough in that game. That game does not get enough. I guess, love or whatever. But looked amazing. I'm not sure if that's a prequel or not, but it looks amazing, because if you know how Plague Tale Requiem ends, you're like, oh, we're going prequel now. Okay, so that's interesting. And see, I guess all the other ones we sort of already talked about. But yeah, I guess those were like my big takeaways. Was just the third person Outer Worlds and Clockwork Revolution being not what I thought it was going to be.
Right.
And of course, there were games shown that we've already seen, but as far as new stuff, that was sort of my thoughts on all of it.
Nice, cool. Yeah, I mean, we'll get more into it. There's some more things to pick apart in it as well. Hargeet, your thoughts? I'm gonna run and grab a drink while you start giving your thoughts on this.
Sure. So first, I'll give you the 3 moments that when this first ran, I was running the show, so
yeah,
I didn't really get to watch it. So, but I kind of paid attention. What I paid attention to though was like the crowd reaction, and there were 3 moments where people went crazy. Invincibles being one of them, the handheld, the new hardware being another one, and then Final Fantasy. The Final Fantasy games coming over was one of the biggest moments. Yeah, as far as the list, just to give everybody the full list. The Black Ops 7, Persona 4 Revival. That was a remake of the Persona 4 game. Keeper, which is a new game from Double Fine. Super Meat Boy 3D. Invincibles. We just talked about Invincible versus Plague Tale Legacy. Beast of Reincarnation. High on Life 2. Grounded 2. Yet another game from Obsidian that's coming out this year. Planet of Lana 2. At Fate's End. Outer Worlds 2, which obviously that was the direct, right? That's coming out later this year in October, I believe. Blood of Dawnwalker, we got another trailer for that, and that looks pretty good. Ninja Gaiden 4, we already know that's coming. Indiana Jones: The Great Circle, The Order of Giants DLC was shown. Clockwork Revolution, you guys talked about that. It definitely had a glow up there that show what the game is all about, and we get to see InXile kind of, with more money, be able to do something more than what they have been doing. And it looks really good. It does look really good. Chronos: The New Dawn. ESO had a new season that they're showing the Worm Cult. I think that's what Seasons of the Worm Cult, something like that. There Are No Ghosts at the Grand. It's an interesting little indie game. Age of Mythology added Heavenly Spear. That's a new DLC or whatever you want to call it, expansion there. Mudang 2 Hearts, you just mentioned. Fallout 76, Gone Fishing. Solo Leveling, Rise. So that's a new game, I think a new game announced. Animo, I don't know how you would say that one, but they announced that one. Tony Hawk Pro Skater 3 and 4, they showed some more of that. Gears of War Reloaded, they showed that. Sea of Thieves has a new season. Smuggler's Tide, Final Fantasy 7 and 16. So those are kind of the announcements. Overall, I still think this was a fantastic showcase. It certainly was not to the level of what it was last year. But you're rarely going to get to that level. I still give this about a 9. It was really, really good. The one that was kind of interesting to me, there's a lot of good ones in here, but that Call of Duty, I'm kind of confused as to what they were showing me, right? Because look, I only play the campaign, right? And that had some like Inception level stuff going on. I'm like, what is this game? Like, normally Call of Duty is pretty straightforward, right? It's war, right? Simple war. I don't know what the heck they were showing. So I'm actually more interested in what that ends up being. I want to see more about that to see what the heck they're talking about there. Is this going in a very different direction? It may be, right? So we were hearing rumors that those studios that make Call of Duty were looking to make something else. And I wonder if they like basically said, well, rather than it being something else, why don't you just make it Call of Duty? We don't care. That's fine. And maybe that's what happened. I don't know, right? But that did not seem like your average Call of Duty trailer. So I'm actually kind of curious what the heck that was about. There were certainly other ones like Grounded 2, which may not seem that big to a lot of people, but I've sunk hundreds of hours in Grounded, and this one looks like it's pretty good. It looks like they've expanded pretty much everything that it did before. So that looks pretty cool. I was fooled by the unannounced game thing. I thought that would be Forza Horizon 6.
Right.
No, it's Grounded 2. And but Forza is coming. They announced it. They basically told us Forza, Gears, and Fable are all coming next year. And then Phil said another game that's been around since the beginning of Xbox is also coming next year. Halo. So yeah, it looks like next year is going to be a big year for all those classic Xbox IP. They're all going to be coming back in a big way, right? But they still had plenty of stuff there. High on Life 2 is a nice little surprise. Keeper,
yes,
new game coming this year again, right? They just keep bringing it. A lot of these games are also in Game Pass, so that's also pretty cool. There was a bit of the Fallout 76 and the Elder Scrolls Online, and showing all the the Sea of Thieves and all that. The DLCs for Indiana Jones and Age of Mythology. Maybe people don't care about those things, but I'm sure they make enough out of it that it makes sense to showcase it here. But there was enough of an interesting mix of games here. Not very heavy on the indies. There were some, but a lot of bigger games. And then the bringing of the Final Fantasies over, which I don't know when the middle game for that trilogy of Final Fantasy VII Remake makes it over as well. But the remake integrate is coming sometime this winter, I think they said. And Final Fantasy 16 just stealth dropped right then and there. Here you go. You can just install it now. So lots of cool stuff there. I thought it was a really good show. Again, I'll give it a 9. It's not a 10 that was last year, but it is pretty good. And I thought overall it was a fantastic weekend. Even with the somewhat lackluster, from my perspective, showing of State of Play, I still liked it better than a lot of their other ones because it showed me 007, and I really am looking forward to that game. So, they still had a smattering of other games that were pretty cool as well. So I think all of it was a better showing than it was last year. Last year, of course, Xbox killed it. It was them. And then Nintendo came around a little later, and they kind of killed it too. And I don't know if that's going to happen this year. I would assume it will, that Nintendo will come along in a month or two and actually showcase their stuff coming out for the fall as well. So that might be another thing to look forward to. But so far this weekend has been great. That, even starting a little bit earlier with State of Play, I think it's been overall pretty good. A lot of cool games to potentially play. A lot of cool games that you can pick up. A lot of Game Pass games that you're going to get that were showcased in the game show. Even some in SGF, there were some games that were Game Pass games. So it's overall pretty cool. The hardware was my big peak moment. I am very interested in where Windows is going. Right, so what they're doing to make that a much more user-friendly console-like experience for those who want to play on the PC but don't want to deal with Windows. Right, so how are they managing to pull that, put that together and pull it all off as to make it a consistently clean interface for console-like players? So I'm very interested in where they take that. This is the first step in the journey. There's some rumors. I don't know if you have some of the tweets out there or whatever, but like there's some potential for pricing that is in the 500 for the low end, 800 for the high end model. Again, I don't know if it's true or not, right? We'll see. But it is possible that is what we get, and that's not bad. For what you're getting, it's not bad. I know people will still balk at it, and that's fair. From a consumer perspective, you have to look at how much do I have to put out, right?
Right.
It's not necessary for you to say, "Oh, but look at the tech underneath." It's more, how much am I spending for this? And that's fair. That's a fair thing.
Hargeet, just to not to interrupt you, sorry, but that is our actual poll question right now. What would you be willing to pay? Let me pull it up here. So what would you pay for the ROG Xbox handheld? $499.
And there's two models, right? So there's the lower tier.
Right. So this is just the overall price. What were you willing to pay? $499, $799, or $899. That's what the poll says. So if you want to jump on the poll, Hargeet, back to you.
Yep. So I but I, being in IT, I understand the tech that's in it, right? Asante will understand the tech that's in it. And it's like, well, for what it's worth, it is a very, even at like $900, it's a pretty good deal. But if they can make that cheaper, $800, $700, whatever, like that would be, if they got that to 6 something, oh my God, it's a steal.
Yeah.
And I get it from a consumer perspective. It's like, that was $600 is a lot of money. I get it, but you have to understand what you're getting for it. It's a lot of power. So
I think the person, the way I've best described it that help people understand it is that the chip on the high end, the chip that's in this device right now, if you were to buy a device that has it, because there are some devices that have similar chipsets right now out there. On average, that's $1,300. On average, that's $1,300, and that is, of course, because the people who are the chip vendors, the makers of those devices, are not as big. They don't have as much scale as Microsoft and Asus. So because of that, they may not be able to command as much of a discount volume pricing when they build their device. But the chip itself, on average, right now, $1,300 if you want to buy it. So, Hargeet, I think, and maybe you can speak to this a bit. I've heard a lot of people, and they did it on my show, and I actually have something I could show you too, if you guys want.
Sure.
Where people were talking about what is it exactly. That dude just pissed himself. Pretty hilarious. Anyway, what is it exactly that you're getting different than any device that's out there on the market today? Could you speak to that a little bit, like compared to, say, an Ally X, and then I'll do some show and tell. Go ahead.
Yeah. So, from a ROG Ally X that already exists, that was if I remember right, was the Z1 Extreme, not the Z2 Extreme. And so now you're getting a little bit of a bump, right? And that bump includes performance, but also at better power.
About 30% performance update, depending on the workloads.
Yeah. And at a better power load, right? So that's kind of the thing that gets you. There's, I think it's more memory, but it might be the same amount of memory as the current ROG Ally X.
Same amount of memory, higher memory bandwidth.
Yeah. So there is some capability difference, but it's not like it's substantial there. But yeah, the performance difference is there. But the things you're getting AI. That is something that they're baking in there. And that will allow you to do things with, like, if they wanted to do hardware based, upscaling, right? So they could potentially leverage that. If at some point in the future, if they wanted to, it has a Thunderbolt 4 port in the new ROG Ally X, which what you get from that is you can slightly go up if you wanted to get a higher end, video card and plug it in, right? So there are boxes that let you kind of do that. You have some limitations because it's still not going to have enough bandwidth to cover, say, a 5090. That'd be a waste of money. It's not going to be able to do it. But you could go up a bit more if you wanted to. So in a docked mode, you could get this thing to do even more, graphical capability if you wanted to, right? So, and that's up to you to figure out how that works out. But that is something that is available to you. But I think the ROG Ally X, the normal one, can do that, and then the Xbox One, I think, adds the 4. I'm not sure if they had that in the previous one. But otherwise, it's essentially the same with some Xbox capabilities. So the current design, for the ROG is different than what Xbox wanted. So they wanted to make it more feel like an Xbox controller in your hands. So they changed the shape, right? You can kind of see that in the design. They also added the impulse triggers on the top end model, but I don't believe the lower end model has that. But they do have on the top end model, like the when you are on an Xbox controller, there's little rumble motors inside the triggers, right? So that is now available to you on the top end model. You have obviously the Xbox button that's going to bring up the new UI. So this is going to boot up into a modified Windows that's going to kind of shed all the bloat that is there for normal productivity, which you just don't need in gaming, right? So they're essentially doing what the Xbox does, sort of as a half step, right? The Xbox is kind of a Windows core as well, but they've really stripped it down to the point where it's just a hypervisor. They have a Windows UI area that's a separate virtual machine that runs. So you have your standard Xbox interface, right? And then the apps that run like Netflix and all that stuff, those are UWP apps that exist in the Microsoft Store. And then they have a separate virtual instance that runs for each game, right? So that's how those run. But they're kind of their own little thing. That is kind of a Windowsy thing, but not a full Windows at all, right? So they're kind of saying, let's do a half step. And that's kind of what you're getting here, where you're taking away a lot of the Windows overhead for being a desktop OS, giving you the core Windows, and then just layering on top the Xbox PC app with a lot of changes. And those changes are to make it so that it's fully functional as a device, right? So we will see what this looks like when it comes out. Is there potential for compatibility with your console library? Yes. Not at launch, though. I don't think they're going to be ready. So I would expect that to layer on later, that you might actually be able to play, because there's a lot of hints of this, your like 360 library or whatever, right? That might be available to you on this device, because it is an Xbox, on this device sometime in the future. That might happen. They are testing it. I don't know how they would work around the contracts. That's the major headache here. Certainly there's a tech issue, but that they can figure out. That's not going to be the big deal. The big deal is going to be, how do they get around the contracts where it says this must be on an Xbox device, not on any generic whatever XYZ device, right? So I think calling this an Xbox allows them to potentially play that game.
Mm-hmm.
So we will see how that goes in the future. It most likely will have the ability to connect to Xbox accessories, but we will see what they do with that, right? So for those who don't know, there is a hardware authentication chip built into an Xbox. And so if you're a device manufacturer that's trying to make a compatible device, you have to actually put that in your device to be able to connect. So, if you have your normal, headsets or whatever, if they're wirelessly connecting, they're using an Xbox auth chip to do that. So that may be built into this as well. And that might allow you to connect all your Xbox accessories. So it might be possible, for instance, to connect up an Elite controller, not in Bluetooth mode, but in Xbox mode, to your ROG Xbox, right? So that is a possibility. Again, I don't know the specs of this thing. We'll find out. That might be one of the things they do, right? So these are the things that could happen as it goes forward. So it is going to have some differences. It is not just a ROG Ally. It is a ROG Ally with Xbox design cues. So it has some Xbox capabilities into it, and that, et cetera, right? So it's not just straight out that. So that's kind of hopefully an overall overview of it. But the tech in there is pretty expensive. So we're all expecting to pay. But I'm hoping that they can do things to work out. They're not going to give you a subsidy on it. That's not going to happen. But they can work out other areas where they can make it cheaper.
Mm-hmm.
So hopefully they can do that and give it to you at a good enough price. So we'll see what happens, right? So I don't know if what else you want to add, Asante.
So I will just add real quick, and actually while you were laying that out, I was putting this together real quick. Let me see. I'm putting my camera on real quick. Here you go. This, what you're looking at, is the inside of my handheld device. I actually showed this on my show today. If you wrong one, there you go. Yeah, this is the inside of my handheld device. It is not exactly the device that it's the MSI Claw, but when that device, when the Asus Ally X comes out and you boot it up, this is what it will look like. It's not the same, right? What you're looking at here is the Xbox app, but this will be the front end of the new device, right? There will be the difference between what I have here and what they're releasing is this is an app. So this is my desktop. They will not have a background on it. All it will be is just the front end, which is this, right? And all the rolling around you see me doing is with my controller. Literally, this is like an Xbox controller in your hand. I'm left and right and going through all the various options.
And this is dock. You can dock this, right? I'm sorry.
Oh yeah, this is plugged in via USB-C, a USB-C cable. So the same port that you use to charge it, you can use to connect camera, video, anything. Yeah.
That's so cool. That is so
right
cool.
now.
Can you just set up? I'm sorry, I don't want to go on a tangent.
Please,
a quick question. I've always wanted to know this because this might be the thing that gets me into these devices. Can you set your device, your ROG or your Asus or whatever it may be? Can you set it up and then just like connect your Xbox controller and just play it like a
Yeah, absolutely.
Really?
This is a PC in every sense of the word. You can set up
Yeah, you can-
Bluetooth.
Oh my god,
like
that's so
Exactly.
cool.
You could do that
just,
today with a Bluetooth.
you know,
Absolutely.
everything.
I had
Yes.
no idea.
Now,
Or
That's
even
yes,
USB.
you can totally
You can
do
plug in a
this.
USB
Yeah.
cable.
It seems like such a noob question, but I've never gotten a straight answer off of like Reddit. Or
So
whatever, but
believe it or
yeah,
not,
continue. That's
this
awesome.
is why I plugged this into my screen. I found it so like I'm so used to seeing this, and I'm surprised that not as many people know that this thing exists in the space. So that's why I'm like, you know what? Let me just show what it looks like because it makes it
That's
easier
so
than
cool,
explaining.
man.
So this is what it looks
Yeah.
like. And besides this, you also get this, which is the menu. This is basically their command center at any moment. And even all of this is today, right? This is my regular desktop, which changes back music. You don't want to see the crazy Wales Waldo. Anyway, you can just press this at any moment. And when you press the background, what it will do is it brings up either this menu or it brings up the small menu, this menu here, and it shows you the games you've been playing, right? And the quick menu stuff, which is this is what they were showing you inside that one. This is the MSI Clause quick menu. What you will see is the ROG Allies quick menu, but it's the same concept, exactly the same concept, right? And all of these are various little widgets that you yourself can install. Like they have them available that anyone can just go in there and say, oh, I like this one, and you can install it. Oh, I like that one, and you can install it. That's literally what the paradigm of this app store looks like today.
Nice.
So all I'm saying is I show this to show that when this is all said and done, the idea of this won't be this desktop stuff, because this is what the desktop stuff is today, right? That's this guy. And let me change my background because I know that looks weird on camera.
Sorry.
Yeah, it looks absolutely weird on camera.
That was cool.
This is the background, the paradigm right now. But when that time happens, when they switch it to the ROG Ally one, you will no longer have this. You will no longer have the desktop and the startup menus and all of that blah 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 ridiculousness. It'll just be this guy, right? And in game you can pop up this guy and make changes. You can turn games off, you can turn games on, you can switch different things. There will be no background unless you want to bring up the background, which will of course save you a bunch of memory and all of this. So I feel like this helps to show what people will see, right? Because even though it's a new paradigm and everybody's like, oh yeah, it's brand new, this, that, and the third, it will look exactly like what you're looking at right now. It's exactly like this. It's just the whole interface instead of just an app that has a desktop.
I appreciate you showcasing that because it's much easier than Googling. I feel like I've had a hands-on experience now with what to expect. That makes me way more optimistic about.
And they're working to make it even more seamless, right? So, but yeah, this is essentially what they're doing, and you can see that in the future, what they're going to do to the main console when the next gen console comes around is going to be some sort of hybrid of this, where it's still going to have the Xbox UI, but it's going to have some capabilities from Windows as well. And we'll see how they, go forward with that as far as OEM hardware versus their own. In the case of this, we all, heard the rumors in the background that the Xbox version has been for portable has been kind of sidelined. And there's, I don't know if Asante, do you want to get into kind of like the background info there, if that's public knowledge or not?
Well, the public knowledge is it's been sidelined in favor of this device, and I for one am happy about it, right? Because that tells me that they're focusing more of their energy on this device, and ultimately, and I think we should also mention this as well. If you are like, hey man, this looks cool, this looks great, but I ain't got that kind of grip, and I'm gonna wait. Go ahead and wait, because if you can wait, eventually all of your devices that are like this will have this exact same thing. They will all have the same software. They'll all have the same interface. They will all have this console-like UI thing that they're introducing here. So this is just about the Ally X that you're seeing is just about the first salvo in this realm. So all your existing devices eventually will get all this interfaces as well.
And I'll throw in the two caveats that one, as far as the update process, Xbox will know what's in this device, therefore they can give you a seamless like Xbox like update process experience, which may not be the case if it's not specific hardware. So we will see how they plan that out. And the second one, of course, is again with that naming of Xbox, they do have the potential at some point to say, hey, we could bring your backcat library from the console over, right? But that may be limited as far as what devices are allowed to do that, simply because of the licensing agreements they have with all the content that's in the current consoles.
Yep.
Nice. Yeah. It's pretty amazing device. Do, if you don't mind, Hargeet reading that from RSJ fan.
Hey, how's it going? Yeah, Asante and Hargeet, thank you so much for doing this. I appreciate it. Yeah. I think Asante showing it is very cool, right? So that you can kind of see what the interface would look like and what it might feel like.
Yes, thank you so much.
And by the way, for those who wonder, hey, what do these handhelds do? Yes, this is the Alters new game came out, and if you're looking on the top hand corner, that's averaging 85 frames per second on a handheld. So these things can run well.
But what about the SSD?
This has an SSD. It has an SSD. Yes, so it can run these games really well. It can run these games very, very well. They run them very well, and as you can see, they're higher than 60. I can put servers down and all that, and then it'll run a little lower. But yes, it can run like newest games, AAA. Well, this is AA, but still run it very high level. I can run up to 144 hertz because the screen can support it. But there you go. So that's that. Enough show and tell.
So impressive.
It's all good. Thank you. Thank you so much for showing that.
That's awesome, man.
I know, right? I know.
And Alters, by the way, can't wait to get into that game. There's so overwhelmed with games.
Too.
I'm like, I have money. I have bills to pay. Like I want to play the Alters. It's like,
do you have Game Pass?
Well, I don't, because Game Pass overwhelms me. It overwhelms me. I think it's great, but it makes me overwhelmed. And plus, I am still stuck on the old physical
buying
forever.
physical.
yeah, exactly. So anyway, so I love Game Pass. I think Game Pass is amazing, but I don't subscribe to it anymore just because I want to physical. It'll end soon, and I'll cry and hug my Phil Spencer pillow at night and cry myself to sleep. But it'll.
All right, everybody, put the Phil Spencer emoji in the chats if you're on YouTube. So
thank you.
Phil Spencer hug pillows. Everybody, all the new members we have today, over 70 new members we got today.
Read out.
Yeah, membership is only $1 for even gifted memberships is only $1 a piece. So, God bless everybody that put those in. We'll run through those again here in a little bit. All the people that were generous and gave those out. Thank you so much for that. But we're gonna read that super chat. Appreciate it.
Sure. Do you K now? The Broke Boy Insider, $2. One Xbox Studio this year released more than PlayStation. Yikes.
Yep. Man, let that sink in, right? Let that run over you a little bit. Yeah. But hey, we're getting baby steps.
That's it. Game of the year. Done. Delay everything else.
Every time I hear that, I just the Baby Shark song comes in my head, and I just want to redo it with the word baby steps in it though. Baby steps. Maybe not. All right. So anyway, but we do. We unfortunately, now we're not leaving yet. So, but we are gonna give Red Wolf the chance to head out because he's got some other things he's got to get in there, and we were going a little long because we're just so excited. But I'm not quite finished talking about yet. If everybody else still can stick around for a few more minutes, we're definitely going to talk a few more things. But Red Wolf, please tell everybody where they can find you, where they can reach out to you, and when your show is airing, please. And thank you for being here.
Yes. And again, thank you so much for having me on. It's been a while since I guested on a podcast. I'm like, this is new. I'm brand new. I'm a little baby guest on a podcast. But yeah, thank you so much for having me on. And everyone in chat, you can find me at Red Wolf Renegade on YouTube and on Twitter. And we have a weekly podcast with myself, DeMarco Dude, and Assassin Entertainment, and Holly, that blue number, has got some work stuff going on, so she might come back whenever that all comes to a balance in the force, or we'll just have to play that by ear. But we go live every single Tuesday, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and it's just fun. We just hang out and just talk about all things games, and it's just fun. It's a really different type of show. I guess I could say. We go wild, we go crazy, and it's all about positivity and fun and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, check me out there, Red Wolf Renegade, on YouTube and on Twitter. Yeah, thank you guys.
There you go.
Thank you guys so much.
Oh, Red Wolf, thank you again so much for being here. We really appreciate you greatly, and hopefully next year you'll be able to venture out to LA.
Yes, to hug everyone and hopefully not give everyone COVID like John Clark from Xbox Era did.
That was last year.
Okay, gotcha.
It was last year. Yeah.
No Xbox Era flu this time.
No, yeah, exactly.
There we go. That's the Xbox Era flu.
But I will say, so one thing that triggered last year's show, was when Aaron Greenberg joined everybody for breakfast one day, and everybody was like, we're all Xbox shills and all paid by Xbox because Aaron Greenberg was with us. Well, this year we recreated that again. So there we go.
Nice.
So yeah, there's Aaron Greenberg and Hargeet's down there. Oh my gosh, there's K King. It was so good. So yeah, it's definitely just to let y'all know, we are not paid shills. But thanks for breakfast, Aaron. I'm just kidding. He didn't buy breakfast. I would have bought his breakfast, but he's already eaten at another table and just came over and joined us to, that's the kind of thing that they like to hear from us too, and that's what's really cool. So anyway, but Red Wolf, thank you so much for being here. Really appreciate it, sir. Have a great night, the rest of your night, and look forward to watching your show on Tuesday.
Yes, thank you guys so much. Y'all take care. Have a great rest of your show. Goodbye.
Thanks, buddy. Appreciate it. All right, that's cool. I'm so glad that he joined us tonight too, man. I like his show, I like his content, and people he have on there. It's good fun, and he's a real good friend of Colt, and hopefully Colt will be there next year as well. I know he had his daughter's graduation this year, so he couldn't make it to LA, but I think he had a little FOMO, kind of wishing he was there, wishing he was there with us this year, but that's okay. Let's see. Let's see. Thatch, I'm gonna play this and put this up here real quick. Yeah, that's they just were able to make the changes. So there you go. And did you know? Yeah, they changed the price to get to membership. So I did that, and what does Thatch do? Thank you, Thatch. Hargeet, do you want to read some names up there?
Oh boy, here we go. All right, let's finish scrolling, and then I'll okay, here we go. So thanks, Thatch, for 20 gifted memberships.
Thanks, buddy.
Birth to Burial 10, Sal Dog 1, Dion Landon, Tony Grasso. Hopefully this doesn't go too far. Okay, here we go. Country Big 94. Tim Purr 21, Joaquin Branch, and the Black John, and then I need to scroll a bit more. Let's see. Okay. Oh, it just jumped. Of course it was. A bomb 414. Boss Mod, Lethal Papa.
Yeah.
Shout out to Lethal Papa. Lloyd Wizard, Anonymous Boss number 2, Loki 478, Traybone 408. And then 1 Pint Johnny, Jeremy Lawson, Grumpy Shaman, Starfield Guy, KD, Ollie. I think that's it.
That sounds, yeah. Thank you so much, Thatch, for doing it. I really appreciate it. And for all the gifted memberships that we've had tonight. Yeah, they changed it to $1. So we changed. As soon as I heard that they were doing it, I was like, because this is more about community and having fun. And now I'll be able to add a whole bunch more emojis for us to taunt each other with, which will be a lot of fun. And BTK Maverick, yeah, we're still waiting on his check. I know. I got a check either. But we did get to meet a lot of really nice people, and I'll just leave it at that. So that was payment enough, if you know what I mean. So yeah, that's it. All right, so obviously we talked about the handheld a little bit. Let's and of course we still got more of the showcase we can delve into. But let me So one of the nice things, of course, is at their showcase,
world premiere.
We heard that a lot. I mean, a whole lot. And something else that we noticed that you got to see a lot of was this.
Play it day one with Game Pass.
Yeah. So this is at the showcase. A list of day one Game Pass games that are coming, and they showed off at the showcase. So we got Outer Worlds 2, Call of Duty Black Ops 7, Ninja Gaiden 4, Tony Hawk's 3 and 4. Or some extra really cool stuff thrown in, which was really neat. I like that the Ninja Turtles and stuff like that are now playable in the game. I think they're unlockable, as it were. Grounded 2, big, huge surprise. Nobody saw that coming. It was pretty awesome. Gear of War Reloaded, which is already in beta and doing really well. And there's some funny clips out there if you get a chance to watch, like Reforge and them trying to play the thing. And of course, they're all complaining about, oh, it's this and that. It's not. I was like, really? You on screen, you show you shutting off where you won't be attacked by other cross play and cross platform because they know everybody will be hunting you down. And I'm just saying. In general, but yeah. So and then the Clockwork Revolution, the Half Life 2 Keeper, which was a great surprise. It was awesome. The Resistance game looks amazing. Fate's End.
Resistance. That's Resonance, right? That was
Resonance. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
you're right.
The Plague Tale.
Yeah. Dave and his dyslexia. All right, cool. Yeah. So and P4, which was pretty awesome. That looks really good. And then Planet of Luna 2, Lana 2. Guys, read. I'm actually looking forward to the Super Meat Boy 3D because I think it actually kind of looks kind of Mario-esque a little bit, but obviously a lot bloodier. The only one I thought was weird, which I probably with this in Game Pass, I'll definitely try it out, was that there are no ghosts at the Grand, and that just looked weird. I mean, I don't know, maybe it's going to be cool, but something about it just didn't. I don't know, it didn't catch with me. I saw it, but I just I don't know. What did you think, Hargeet? Did you? To me, it was like, I don't know, just weird. I don't know. What do you think?
I mean, it looks, like Planet of Lana, right? That I don't know if you played Planet of Lana 1.
Yeah.
If you did, then it seems like it's more of the same.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, it looks good enough to me. It's in Game Pass, so.
Oh yeah. Well, I was talking about there are no ghosts at the Grand.
I'm sorry, no ghosts.
Weird.
That one is interesting. It's where you have like a I don't know if we want to call it a weapon, but a tool that lets you kind of like fix things. It's kind of an odd one, right? Where you can kind of fix the room or whatever, right? That's an interesting one. Again, until you play it, we won't really know, but it has an interesting twist to it. Yeah. So it could be kind of nice. But yeah, I don't know. That one seemed kind of odd, but there were other odd ones across all of these things. So I'm especially when it's Game Pass, like, I'll just give it a chance, whatever. Right?
Yeah, of course.
So
there's a list for on Steam right now for no ghosts at the Grand. Absolutely, very weird. It's almost Ghostbustery in its execution. Very unusual. Yeah.
It's, I don't know, maybe it's going to be unique. Maybe it'll be fun. I mean, they can't all be the same. Can't all be the same. Shout out to Lemon. 108 Dragons. It was great meeting him in person. I actually got a couple of pictures with him as well. He was super nice, super friendly. It's one of those people, they're larger than life personalities and were just absolutely amazing to meet in person. Lemon, thank you for your generosity and for being so open and welcoming to people in the community. It was awesome. And true, Jimmy Neutron sucks. I don't know who just directed that. I don't know. Huh. There we go. Nice to see you, Ray. What's going on, buddy? There you go. Yeah. Amit Kumar. Oh, man, so many members of the community are here tonight. It's awesome. Sorry, didn't mean to derail that. I just saw his comment pop up there. I wanted to make sure we got that in. So obviously the show, I thought the show was really good. Is anybody else have anything you want to add on that, or just kind of want to? I kind of want to do a little more. I guess. I'll go ahead and bring it up. Let's see. So on the actual the Microsoft page, they have this now about the ROG Ally. We talked about the two versions. And that the whole Xbox Anywhere. We noticed it like a few days before they really started going heavy into Xbox PC. And I had somebody ask, "Is like, do you think that's what the next Xbox is going to be called? Maybe Xbox PC." so that it kind of like instead of a Series X, Series this, and Xbox One and all the
No,
other
I
names?
think it'll be called an Xbox something. It won't
Okay.
seem to be different, but it's just going to have different capabilities. That's all.
Okay. I just didn't know if that
Yeah,
was
I
a
agree.
way they
I
could get
agree.
around. It could still be an Xbox for licensing purposes, but yet have the PC capabilities for other licensing purposes. That makes sense to kind of be able to
So-
merge the two. Where do you
So
guys?
Dave,
Yes.
I will quickly just ask you in the private chat there. I've added a video
Yes.
that a lot of the questions that people asked about the Xbox, about this device,
Actually
was
have it already.
explained in this video, this 10-minute, this 11-minute video. But of course, that was just dropped on the channel, and not much fanfare was made of it. If people happen to have watched this video, I have a feeling that they'd understand a lot more of what this thing is. So you may want to like play that, or people should seek that out. I have a feeling that explains itself a lot better than the other. Oh yeah, I can put it in the chat as well. Yeah, and this is just directly from the Xbox's channel
Take it with
themselves.
them
It's
anywhere
basically
they
the
want to go.
background.
This is a breakthrough moment for Xbox.
It's a
pretty long one, though, right?
ruthlessly
Not a long
player
one.
first,
Yeah.
game first Xbox experience.
The familiarity makes a huge difference. It just feels like you are home.
It's all about putting gaming front and center. We want to make this feel like it's a device that's built for players. That's our whole goal.
Yeah, where you
Welcome to Xbox Ally.
There you go. So yeah, the link is there to this video, and it's awesome. Thank you, Kay, for doing it. Actually, I had downloaded it, and actually I had forgotten that I had downloaded it. So, but and also wanted to let me just bring this up too. So actually go to the actual Republic of Games, ROG, however you want to say it, ROG. Republic of Gamers is their monarchy for their product, and then it is available now to where you can actually put your name in, put your email address in, and they'll notify you as soon as it becomes available to pre-order and to reserve. And I cannot wait for this. I am so excited for this, and I'm sure all of us are too. Now, I mean, not everybody can afford it, this and that and stuff. And, maybe you save up for it. Maybe it's something you work toward, I'm not, it's, I'm at a place in my life, where, I have some savings and, I'm not going to make excuses for it, but, so I'll be able to get this, it's not being braggadocious or anything like that. It's just, but this is my hobby, and it's what I like to do. So this is where I'm going to, spend, my money as far as the hobby goes. And my wife, she has her own hobbies. It costs us a lot of money to her, but she's a crafter, so she's very, very crafty, as it were. Goodness. Okay. So do you want me to play that little clip? Is this long?
It's not a clip. It's an Xbox Era article on on the potential for release timing and how much, right? So
can you see it? Set up.
Yep. So just scroll down a bit, and you'll see that it's there right there. That they're looking at a pre-orders in August, release in October. Again, this is all speculation.
Rumors. Yep.
Right. So, and then potentially the lower tier would be $500. The higher tier would be $800. So, you can kind of gauge it from there.
Yeah. And if we're talking about Xbox Era, I'll be a little bit dirty and a little bit slanderous and say, you could have just read the Xbox Era article that I wrote in June of 2024, which predicted all of this. I mean, literally down to the freaking T. But that's neither here nor there. Let's move on. That's fine.
So go ahead, Ari. Go ahead.
Yeah, but so I just as far as pricing. That may be realistic. It's really good if you can get it at $800. Again, as Kay was pointing out, this thing is it's $1,200-$1,300 worth of tech if you have to buy it yourself. It's a very good price to even get it at $899. Forget $799. And if they make it any more aggressive and go into that 600 range, 700 range, holy crap! It's a steal.
What I would do at that point. What I would do for all of the folks looking at this that would maybe be their first handheld, or they're not really PC gamers that are focused on handhelds, I would focus on the white one, not the black one, because the white one, basically the white one is using the chipset from the Steam Deck. So it's the architecture from the Steam Deck, only with a lot more power and more CUs added. So it will, when it comes out, it will basically be a Steam Deck Pro, if you will. And why you want to focus on that? You want to focus on that because it gives you a lot of power to do a lot with, but it won't be $800. It will be more in line with console prices, $4, somewhere around that line. And you'll still get a whole lot in the tank for that, right? If you want the big dog, go for the big dog, but expect you're paying big dog prices. But that entry level, that Pro, that white one will still have a lot of capabilities. Most people aren't looking at that because they want the biggest dog. I hear you, but that small one won't be a slouch.
Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah, pretty exciting for sure. I'll go back to this.
This is true, right? It went up to $8.99.
They added tariff pricing, so it went from the original Ally being $550 and the Ally X being $799 to now the original Ally being $650 and the Ally X being $899. So it's now up by $100 on each. But I'm still pretty confident. See, if you scroll back up a little bit. If you just a little bit stop, does that look familiar to you? Something I just showed you about like 20 minutes ago. Exactly. That's why I was like, y'all are stealing literally a MSI's thunder with this one. It's the same thing. But yes, this is the design language. Anyway, I do still think at its price point, at the purported price point, it is still pretty decent. Still pretty decent, for the hardware you're getting.
Yes,
it's very decent. And I see folks in the chat talking about at that price point as compared to the Switch and a what do you call it, a PlayStation. To that, I would say if you are a console focused individual, sure, you can say that at that price it won't move the needle, and that may be true. But if you hand this to somebody, it is a console in every sense of the word. Oh, and you can take it to college and use it to write all your papers too. That's what this thing can do, right? This is not a Switch. This is not a like it does all the gamification stuff. And oh, by the way, add a keyboard, plug in a mouse, plug in a monitor, and now you got a full-fledged computing platform that you can use for school and for everything else. So
I'll tell you one thing I'm going to do when I get mine, because I did this with the Steam and Steam Deck, and I did this with my ROG Ally when I had one. I sold mine already. But I'm going to set it up and actually going to do an actual podcast episode with it, because you can hook a camera up to it, your keyboard, and you can actually control the show right from a damn deck, which will be awesome.
I've actually run my show from an Ally X twice, and it works perfectly. No hiccups at all. Yeah.
There you go. I love it.
All right. Spartan 661 renews his membership for 17 months. Thank you
for sure.
Do you now the Broke Boy Insider $2? Give me the Xbox Ally grips for the Ally X I have. That's not a grip. That's actual molded plastic. I don't think that's something you can just change.
But he's onto something there. Maybe somebody 3D print some grips that kind of modify the existing Ally. That might be something.
Possibility, I suppose. Right? Spartan 661 $2. Xbox is going to be the mainstay for the MSR. What is MSR? I'm just trying to.
Manufactured retail price, maybe, or suggested retail.
MSRP?
Maybe?
Is that what it is?
Maybe. I don't know. I'm
actually not sure what he.
Partner, you want to? You can just drop that in a regular chat if you want to elaborate a little further. We're just confused, or we're really tired. One of the two.
Yeah. Right.
We have been going a while, and I do appreciate everybody joining us. I know it's Father's Day. Happy Father's Day, everybody. I guess we probably need to wrap things up. Anything else you want to add about the handheld or the showcase, or anything else you want to add about anything about these topics?
I just once again want to say shout out to Hargeet Chani and Wagerman and the master of coin himself, Ben Kenobi, and all the folks. It was so much fun. It was just, I know other content creators went to LA to do a lot of the content creator stuff, and so did we. but we spent a lot of our time at that showcase, and for me, it was worth the price spent. It was worth the all of that. It was just fantastic. I'm the one in the teeny tiny corner in the top left hand corner over there. Yeah, that was me. Anyway, behind Jason Ronald. But awesome time. Had so much fun. If you have a chance next year, everyone should be on their way. Even if Microsoft says, yeah, we're doing one as well, screw them. Go to the community one, because that'll be better. I'm just saying. And yeah, that's me with Sarah Bond, but that's neither here nor there. Let's keep it moving. All right.
The thing I like best about that one, Gay, is you can crop that. Perfect.
Got it.
Right there.
Oh, he meant PCMR. Yeah.
Got it. Okay.
There you go. There you go.
Yeah.
So I'm sure you could have that framed, and your wife wouldn't care. She'd be like, oh, this is you.
Sure, I'm sure she wouldn't care. She won't care at all. Nope, not at all.
Oh my God, I'm just playing. No, but wow, what a great show, guys. Thank you so much. I know we had a lot of craziness and pent up energy tonight, because we were all pretty excited about what we've been through with the show and the showcase and all, and it was absolutely amazing. And like I said, getting meeting everybody in person. My God, I wish I had a speech impediment. Oh my goodness. But yeah, so yeah, it was great. A lot of fun. I'm still, in awe over all the people that we met. Like I said, people that we met in person, that I've never even thought about meeting before, like Danny Pena, and of course Paris Lily in person was absolutely awesome. Like I said, Sarah Bond was absolutely gracious. I mean, my God, to give us as much time as she did. And I mean, and Kay, you were right there in the thick of it when she was. The question was asked about about the court case and how she handled herself on the stand, and she didn't hold back. She let us know what her thoughts were about it and how it went, and it was hilarious. I mean, am I right?
It was. Absolutely was. I would say shout out to all the great people that were there with us. Shout out to Lucius and a few other folks that were there that really put her at ease, got her talking.
Yep.
Man, if you get a chance to, I won't even say anything. You will learn something. Talk to Sarah Bond. She's an amazing human.
Very, 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 and I think speaks for itself as to why she's in the position that she's in now. She's a very, very intelligent woman, and she knows her stuff. Person, not just a woman. But I mean, that. Yeah, people are like, oh, she should be in the position. Yes, she could. And I think she's actually going to be leading the Xbox brand into the future, and in her hands, I trust it greatly. So, especially after talking to her just that short amount of time. I can definitely see why they put her in that position. I think she's going to do amazing things for the Xbox ecosystem, as it were. Guys, is there any other super chats? I think we're all caught up. Guys, thank you all so much. Thanks for all the gifted memberships tonight. I just want to we're not going to go through all obviously the ones that there were, but Bram Stroker. Yeah, but all the gifted memberships, I started off. I had to give some gifted right off the bat. Had to give some more to make sure that the new thing worked. That it's only $1 now to give memberships. So FarQ was generous, dropped in 5 memberships. Thatch dropped in 20 memberships, which was awesome. Spider King dropped in 20 memberships. BT Maverick dropped in another 20 memberships. Then Bram Stroker, 5 memberships. Thanks, buddy. And then Day Rizzy got awesome. Pitched in 10 memberships. FarQ, which if you know, FarQ is also Bram Stroker. He gives it another 5 memberships. Thank you so much for that. Let's see. I think. Oh yeah, and then Thatch he gave us another 20 memberships. 40 fucking memberships just from Thatch alone. Thank you so much. Wow. Awesome. So if you did get a membership, now you have access to the emojis. And now that I've got all these new members, that is going to open up a bunch more emojis. I'll be able to add those to the mix as well. So I'll be doing that very soon. So looking forward to that. The new emojis. And man, what a great show. What a good time. If you don't mind, please hit the subscribe button if you haven't done so already. We're on the road to 4K. We're getting there slowly but surely. And it's worth it. It really is. Able to, with the response and with the community here, it's give us the opportunity to go out to Yeah, exactly. To go out to LA and to meet, we did a little smoozing, as it were, but the reason we did that, I passed out cards and everything, and and some people that were there, we gave out some lanyards and things like that, and of course some of the T-shirts to some of the members that are like Hargeet and to Kay and to Cork and to Mr. Boomstick, people that really meant a lot to helping out the channel. Which I really appreciate that so much. I wanted to make sure you guys got a few things. Plus, we also had were giving out some koozies and stuff too. And I think we're probably going to be doing some little contests here and there. We'll be passing out some of the lanyards to people that are in the chat and stuff like that. We'll work on that in the future. I got to figure out a way to ship them to people, but we definitely will be doing that. Oh, thank you, man. Yes, I definitely from last year until this year, I've lost over 100 pounds. So thank you for that. I appreciate that. But yeah, it's it was definitely worth it. But it makes it a lot easier to get around when you don't have to pack all that extra weight, as it were. But yeah, so it is what it is. But I do appreciate the acknowledgement of that. And guys, so we'll go around the horn. Kay Asante, please tell everybody where they can reach out to you, where they can find you. And by the way, your show yesterday was absolutely awesome. I loved it. I've watched it twice already. So thank you so much.
I appreciate that. Thank you so much. It was awesome. Like just recapping everything that we've gone through and getting to meet everybody. Hopefully next year we'll do it again, do it bigger, better, all that. I would actually say this time I would ask you to, and I'll put it in the chat. I'll ask you to check out the Discord. Oddly enough, our Discord is becoming somewhat of a location now. We find that a lot of people frequent our Discord pretty often. A lot of the great community members that we met at the showcase were a part of our Discord. So we were chatting with folks, and then we happened to see them. BT Maverick was there, and Nerds and other legends, and a few other folks that are in our Discord that we were able to meet. So yeah, we have great conversations with many of the community members, both from my show and from other shows that frequent our Discord. So come check it out. We call it the ideas octagon. So come there and be prepared. We do throw down, as they say. So come and be prepared to defend your position if you choose to speak. But we have a great time in this. So join the Discord. Otherwise, you can find me online, K Asante, TK Asante, and all those places. And of course, we do GCP every weekend on Saturday mornings at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Thank you guys very much.
One question for you on the way out. Do you think that you think you'll be able to get Everborn to come next year?
I have been that is a mission I have been trying to fulfill. I'm trying to we'll see. We shall see. But I want him to be out there because I feel like we could do a lot more when he's out there. Obviously, when he and I were both able to come to PAX East, we were able to produce a lot of interviews and things like that, which was really cool. Hopefully, we're able to do that when the tag team is together. A lot more can be accomplished. So we shall see.
I mean, and he has a game to actually show off too. So. That might be a good place for him to do that, make those connections, It'd be nice to see that in Game Pass. Just saying. Just throwing that out there. So yeah, that would be awesome. But yeah, again, Kay, I know you're tired and it is Father's Day, so I greatly appreciate your time tonight. More than you know. Like I said, it was an absolute it really was an honor just to sit down and just talk to you. We sit around the table a couple times, BSing back and forth and just talking about the Switch and all kinds of stuff. It was just really nice, and I really appreciate you being as opening and welcoming and as friendly as you were. So thank you, sir, for that. I really appreciate it. It means a lot.
Yeah, always great meeting community members. I appreciate y'all as well. So yes, people, when you get a chance to join us, come in real life. It always brings up a different energy. It's great.
Yeah, there was a lot of members of the community, a few people, members of the chat that were, that just didn't expect it. It's like, we get certain areas and hey, I'm such and such. It's like, holy shit, that's cool. That was wow, cool. Can I get a picture? Sure. Oh, if you want, okay. It was just awesome. It was really cool. Really cool. Lemon, I like it. Facts. Exactly. Hargeet, please tell everybody where they can reach out to, where they can find you on Discord. And of course about your book that you got for sale and any merchandise. And you've got a really good, the on your website, our YouTube channel, which I think I've actually put the link in the description already, but you can put it on the thing as well. The pre-show that you do with Paris.
Yeah. So if you want to subscribe to my channel, it's Hargeet Chani 1, H Chani on Discord. I'm on no other social media. I don't care. And then, if you want to pick up my book, it's shop.chani.us. Yeah, I do have the pre-show. We will get the other content up at some point. So hopefully in the next few weeks, we'll get together some of the other things that we recorded. We recorded the whole thing. So we'll get that all put together and put them up on our YouTube channels. So you look forward to that. And then I'll be on with C Money and Doodle actually on Tuesday. So check that out. 8ish p.m. on Point for Gamers, and then I'll be on with Boom on Wednesday, Double Barrel Gaming, and at 7 p.m. US Eastern. And then I don't know if Asante you're joining. And then Friday I'll be back on with C Money and Doodle on Point for Gamers, and we'll be back next weekend with Fonz on Saturday, and this podcast on Sunday. So we'll see what fun comes. Right? I don't know when the next Nintendo thing is. Maybe we'll find out about that.
Yeah. I have a feeling we'll probably find out some more information soon, as they want to set themselves up for the holiday season, as it were. And hope everybody that wants one gets one of the new Xbox handheld device. It's coming out. Let me.
Wouldn't it be crazy if it actually like sells out and stuff? That'd be nuts.
Oh yeah. And I have a feeling it's something that can happen for sure.
It's possible. It's possible. I hope it goes to more than just Best Buy, but we'll see what happens.
Oh, exactly. Well, I think this. Go ahead.
It's already showing up in other places as far as like message it here before it shows up. It's already showing up at Walmart, I think I saw, and Best Buy as well, and also the Microsoft store itself.
How about GameStop?
Not yet. Not that I saw.
They don't take trades on the other, so I don't know if they'll do that or not. On the other alley, but who knows? Who knows what they'll end up doing? It's a ever evolving world of gaming.
I'm sorry, BT Maverick. That is expert slander right there. He says everyone gonna spread his CEG in LA. Very good. Well done, sir.
Oh, there we go.
For those who don't know, CEG means console experience gamer. Just so we're clear. Well done, sir.
Oh, too funny. Well, anyway, thanks everybody for joining us and for being a part of tonight's show. And next week, who knows? We're gonna have a show next week for sure. Not really sure who we're gonna reach out to, but I know we're gonna have a great show as always. So thank you all so much for joining us here on the Gamers Council.
Always two there are. No more, no less.
Game over.